Hello, and welcome to MoviePod, a Reclaim Cinema podcast. I'm your host, Brian Wishart. This week we are talking about a film that appeared on many of the worst of 1980 lists. Its unconventional musical stylings and unconventional plot and sensibilities were considered jarring. There's a lot of cocaine on the set, and the producer even got arrested for buying cocaine mid-production. We were talking about Robert Altman's Popeye, starring Robin Williams. I'm joined by Kevin Tuck. How are you doing, Kevin?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
We're about to talk Popeye. I think... I'm not eating spinach right now, but I did just buy some spinach, which...
I didn't even think of that. That would have been smart.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on spinach overall?
I'm going to be honest, I can't imagine the taste of it. I've had it. I like it, but it's not something that I get excited for. It's just kind of like something I put on my plate so that I know I'm eating something green.
I kind of love spinach.
Not my favorite.
I kind of love spinach. I like raw spinach. I don't like it cooked into anything, but if I were to have a sandwich, I could just substitute spinach for the lettuce and be very happy the rest of my life.
Very true. And you know what? It fills out a salad. It's kind of like it's a good bulk green thing to just eat raw. You're totally right. You just get a bag of it and you rinse it and you just munch on it. Yeah. Put it on a sandwich. Yeah.
I've never just taken I know I'm not a big cheese eater myself, but I know some people will get high in the night and get a bag of shredded cheese and just eat that out of the bag. I've never done that with spinach.
Yeah, maybe you should try it.
Maybe I should.
It's occurring to me, what is a can of spinach? Have you ever seen a can of spinach?
I think it's
I'm ignorant with food, so I don't know. What do they do? How do they can it?
I'm just going to Google right now. Can you just can of spinach?
Because that's all he eats.
Yeah.
And it's
Popeye's, even in the comics, he's always just cracking open the can, eating it. It's his cocaine, right? It's a way he moves up.
And it's just goop. It's just green goop.
Yeah,
I'm
looking at a photo of it right now. It's just disgusting green goop.
Can you still get that?
Yeah, apparently.
It must have been like a something big with sailors, right? To prevent. Does it prevent scurvy? Yeah, I don't know shit.
I think so.
Okay.
Popeye is a strip because it started off in 1919 with it wasn't even Popeye the main character. It was Hamburger Harvey and olive oil doing theatrical little things here and there. And then they added Popeye into as a character. Then it came more into Popeye than anything else.
Oh my god, he's like an Urkel. He took over as a sub character, and he was more popular. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
wow.
Popey's an Urkel almost. But
it's the original Urkel.
But I guess it's kind of how Bugs Bunny was not the initial lead Mary Millie's Looney Tunes person, then just kind of took over, became the dominant mascot.
Right, you create the world, and then the leader of that world will rise from it or whatever.
But I guess when Popeye was kind of big, when it came around in the 20s and 30s, I guess canning food was not completely a new thing, but maybe it was all the rage and
yeah, maybe it was fun, fun food because it comes in a can.
But because of Popeye, I was always taught as a kid, I was oh, the spinach is disgusting, it tastes awful.
Yeah.
And then as an adult, hey, I actually really like spinach.
Yeah. It's that's the same with most vegetables. You're kind of, for whatever reason, we were raised thinking oh, vegetables are gross, and then you eat them and you're like, why is this gross? Isn't that gross?
I know, at least with me, my mom would all of a sudden just at best just boil some vegetables.
Yeah.
Or it was heat them up frozen and they tasted awful, but so they
True.
were bad. But
it's about the prepreparation. You're right. You can make vegetables. You can make broccoli taste like the best thing in the world if you do it right.
And not even that hard either. Just put some olive oil on it, sprinkle some salt on it, and toss it in the oven.
I see what you did.
Delicious.
Olive oil.
Hey, yeah. So let's talk about our history with Popeye overall. Sure. Let's start off with the movie. How did you first get into the Popeye movie?
Okay, so I'm going to be honest. I've never seen now I've seen some Popeye cartoons, but I had never seen a Popeye cartoon. I'd never read the strip. I really only knew him from he's royalty free. He's on the side of supplement stores and stuff. That's how I knew Popeye. He wasn't a big cultural image or icon for me. I just knew of him. And to me, the Popeye movie it was a notorious bomb that I'd read about and I'd heard about, and so it was something that was just always living in my mind. I also wasn't I'd seen a couple Robert Altman movies, but I wasn't deep into them. And at the time, this would have been 10 years ago or something. I wasn't in love with him. And even though I liked his movies, I think, and we can get into this later, but he's a director who doesn't really have, to me, well, maybe now he does, but he didn't have a distinct kind of style or MO where I was oh, I need to see all his movies. I understand what he's like. His movies seemed giant and I'd seen Nashville. Giant kind of messy pastiches. So the idea of him making a movie about like an old cartoon that was apparently like a disaster and no fun, I was kind of like, that's going to be great for like a night where I'm drunk and just want to watch something like terrible and not finish it kind of thing. So that's how I approached it when, you know, I think I came home from like a bar or something. It was just me and like my partner, and we just wanted to like watch something dumb, and I saw Popeye like on a streaming service. I was like, yeah, let's just put that on. That'll be funny. And for the first like 10 minutes, it was exactly what I expected, where it was clearly very expensive, clearly like a, you know, out of control, like late 70s, like monster of a movie. And I was kind of watching it with that like ironic, like, oh man, this is going to be fun to laugh at. And very, very quickly that shifted to, oh my God, this is actually funny. And about the time when like the Everything is Food song comes in, and this is like, I've watched this movie with people that have gone in with the same expectation like many times. That's the turning point. Because once that song starts, like, it's like, it just draws you in. It's like suddenly this is no longer like an out of control mess. Like the mess is in control, and it is doing so much so well, and the music is so good, and it just like, it became a joy at that point. And I was suddenly like, oh, I think I like this. And from there, I mean, you know, it becomes something like beautiful, sincere, like heartwarming. Like it just like kind of warmed my heart and like won me over. And I was like cry laughing that first time I watched it. And I just thought it was like the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. And I went to work the next day, and I was like talking to my coworkers, and I was like, have you seen Popeye? Like, it is so fucking good. It is like so much better than I thought it was going to be. But like, also I was like, I think it might be one of my favorite movies. And just from there, like, yeah, now I've obviously like tried to spread it as, and it's, I think like I was late to the party. A lot of people already knew that it was like an actually good and funny movie, but to the, at least like the people I knew, like nobody had seen it. And I was just like, oh my God, we have to watch Popeye. So yeah, I became kind of like a champion in my little circle of like this movie that we all thought was like supposed to be terrible, but actually is amazing.
And you're kind of underselling yourself being a champion for it too, because like, I've been to your place and you have the Popeye vinyl like, on the wall. You just like not really trick people into watching Popeye, but you're always talking about getting friends to watch Popeye.
Well, no, literally have tricked people. The circumstance. This is another thing. Like, this was my first time actually watching Popeye, I think, like with full attention, because usually I have trap people in my apartment and put it on without them knowing, or like
You're
told
like
them I'm putting it on. Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to watch some Popeye?
Exactly. And I will say, like, you know, the times that I've done that goes over extremely well. Like, usually it's like everybody wants to leave immediately. Actually, a few people have left. but the people that stick around, like, it wins them over. It's the music, man, and it's Shelley Duvall. Oh, it's so much, but yeah,
it's an incredible performance.
Oh my God, yeah. We got to talk about Shelley Duvall at some point. Yeah. I also went as him. Me and my partner did Duvall and or Olive Oil and Popeye from the movie for Halloween, and I'll try to make this quick, but it was really funny because like we went out to like whatever, like Church Street, where everybody was dressed up. It's like the big place where everybody takes their costumes. And a lot of people came up to us and were like, hey, Popeye, Popeye. Nobody knew that we were the Popeye from the movie and the Olive Oil from the movie. Like, nobody had seen it. And it was also like, it was nobody from like Canada. Like, it's just, he's not an icon here, but he seems to be an icon in other places. And I haven't really put that together, but I was like, it's so interesting that, you know, we recognize him, but like, we don't love Popeye in Canada, but elsewhere in the world, he seems to be like a much loved kind of cartoon character.
Which is kind of like, I guess like maybe the reason why Popeye is so, like, as a cartoon is like, so international is that like, I watch a fair amount of Popeye cartoons because like, oftentimes I always get high and just watch a lot of little like short little cartoons. Like I always watch like a lot of Popeye or something like that, or a lot of like, you know, Looney Tunes or something.
Hell yeah.
And I think Popeye is like you don't really need the dialogue too much.
Yeah.
You don't rely on the English. Like Popeye as a character does not really have a strong grasp on the English language.
Yeah, true.
So you can probably just like have that play in like, I don't know, and have it work totally fine.
True. And it's like, yeah, the kind of like beats of it are all, it's not the same every time, but it kind of is. I mean, Olive Oil is in peril and Bluto's whatever, and Popeye takes the spinach and beats him up. Like, at least the ones I've seen, beautifully drawn. But like, it's kind of, it's like a Three Stooges thing. You're like, you know what you're getting when you're going in.
Yeah, that's for me, Pop. Like, I'd seen many of the cartoons beforehand. So I think I saw the movie for the first time. I think I first watched it on Turner Classic Movies, so I already knew it was like an Altman movie. I still love Altman blind spots, but yeah, I came with the idea that this is going to be a complete disaster of a film. I love big budget movies that are notorious for their production issues. So Popeye was completely up my alley, and I watched it, and it's a delight. Like, I think you're right when it comes together and everything is food part, because it's a very slow movie until then. But then once that part happens, and like the background characters starting to get into some slapstick too, it gets the jolt of energy I think it needs to keep on going.
Yes. I was going to say, okay, so my experience watching it last night, because I was taking it very seriously, and I had my like notepad and stuff, and I was like, I'm going to watch this and like take notes and whatever. And I also, it was my first time watching it with subtitles. So I was actually like following what Popeye was saying, which for that first bit, it like with a lot of other Robert Altman movies, you have no idea what anybody's saying, because it's just the audio is mixed terribly and everybody's mumbling, and you just you start vibing, because you're like, okay, it's a little bit like Tenet. Like, you're like, I don't care exactly what they're saying or exactly what the plot is. I like the like expression of this. I like the feeling of it and the characters and stuff. But so this time I was like actually following it, and I was like, oh, it's a really funny script. And I was like trying to like, take it seriously and like note the production stuff. And the second it got to everything is food, I just started like laughing, and I couldn't. I was like, I can't. And there was so much going on. It's so dense. It's like a Jack Taddy movie. But like on amphetamines, there's like people just falling from the ceiling and like, doing like the worm on the floor, and it's like there's nothing, you can't take notes. So I just scrapped it. I was like, no, I can't. Like, this movie is overpowering.
I truly write notes to this movie. So like, I rented the 4K digital copy of this movie on Apple.
Oh my God, there's a 4K of it?
This is the digital 4K of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So like, I was, watching it, like, enjoying all the sets and everything. But as I was just like on my laptop typing down what's going on scene by scene, I'm like, what the fuck's going on with my brain? Like, it just felt like I could not do this. This felt like I was doing the Digimon the movie episode again. How it's just like, what's going on here?
You can't look away. You can't let your brain leave for a second, because every single line is a joke, and a gag is happening at every moment in the corner of the frame. Like, you have to give it your full attention, and if you don't, you miss a million things.
Yeah, like, it's definitely one where like I think it's kind of fun to watch with a crowd, watch some friends, but like it's one of those movies, if you're watching it like while like fucking around your phone for a night, you're not going to like it at all.
No.
Because you need to get embraced by the you need to embrace the reality of the film for it to work, because the reality of the film is like very much close to a comic strip where characters are moving around. Like the reason why Shelley Duvall's performance is so incredible is because she's moving around like noodle armed, with like her limbs are acting like a Fleischer Brothers cartoon strip. Like, it's incredible. Yeah.
And I hope I'm not like talking as if everybody that is listening to this like has seen the movie as many times as we have or whatever. But like, like, I don't know. The other thing that I was thinking about this time is there are so many characters that I love in this movie, and they feel like characters that exist well outside of the movie, and it's all the side characters, the tax man and Wimpy, and like I don't know the comics, so I don't know if these are all, they're probably all from the comic, but like there's like the homeless guy that's like in the background of scenes who doesn't seem to like emerge in any significant way. But there's all these people, and you recognize them, and they're very familiar. I was realizing like they don't set any of this up. They just throw them all at you at once, and they're just all there. And it's like, the first time I watched it, like, I didn't know who anybody was, and I was like, am I supposed to like be following like any of these other characters? They're all getting like significant screen time, but like I don't know who they are, like what their quirks are. But the more you watch it, the more you kind of like, understand them. It is a mess.
I think it's the problem putting a 3-act structure into like a Popeye story. You have like him arriving in town, him being the new person in town, and like I think it kind of suffers. The start of this movie kind of suffers for that, but like once it kind of comes together, once like it kind of just like settles into its rhythm, it becomes a really fun movie. But yeah, do you know that so like this movie is like roughly 2 hours long. But like Disney released a 90-minute cut and home video.
Those bastards! What they cut?
I forgot to look up exactly what they cut, but like I imagine it would have to be a lot of the starting stuff, right? Like
I don't know. I'm thinking like, oh, would they have censored something?
Yeah.
But like, I don't. There's nothing that stands out as like especially. I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting.
Apparently, this is the first Disney production that uses the word shit in it.
That's true, and I didn't know that until I saw it with subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like a mumbled thing that Robin Williams just says.
Well, even with this whole movie, like Robin Williams, like he had to do the full ADR for the movie afterwards because no one could hear what the fuck he was saying.
Yeah.
So this is the ADR of them trying to make it like clear.
It's so funny.
And also the music too. They sung along with the music on the set. Like,
yeah.
Didn't do the lip syncing like they typically do in a musical. It's like this, Les Miserables and Cats that they just.
I watched the kind of behind the scenes stuff, which is all interesting, but interesting in not a very illuminating way because it's like Robert Altman and like Robin Williams talking about it in retrospect.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, when it came out, it was kind of a bit of a bomb, and I don't think there were many people like trying to get everyone's like stories and reactions from it. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's like a book written about it, but at least on the Blu-ray, it was just them like reminiscing, and they don't say much because it's almost like this thing that they want to forget.
Mm-hmm.
But I did learn like some cool stuff. Like apparently they were writing the music and recording the music, like the Harry Nilsson and like the whole like whatever, all the writers and performers were like just somewhere on their weird Malta set that they'd built. So they would like in between, I guess, like shoot days, they would like pull Shelley Duvall in and like record stuff, and then they'd have that music for the day. So it's not only that they were singing on set, like they were apparently like also writing the music as it went to some degree. I'm sure the music was written ahead of time, but like it was kind of like it feels like it's part of the mania of the rest of it, like it's very attuned to the vision of the rest of the movie, which is what makes it so organic. Like it just feels like they're actually like breaking into song instead of it being here's the part where they sing kind of thing.
Robin Williams referred to it like the Malta set, so they built this whole Popeye set in Malta. You still go there to this day. It's called Popeye Village. It's like a open air museum and stuff. It's a tourist destination. Apparently, it's only 15 euros to go, so it's not even that expensive.
I'm going. Straight up. Like I'm actually talking about going. I'm planning it right now.
But like they were all pretty much trapped in this island, and like the production ran long. They're kind of trapped there. They were literally shipping like cocaine through like film canisters to the island.
Yeah.
And so, like, it was pretty much like people were kind of just trapped in this one spot. And there's a kind of special mania that pops up there, I bet. Like,
yeah. It seems like they're having a lot of fun.
It does, yeah.
There's a part of this that it looks like one of those things where it's like they're having more fun than we are watching almost. Mm-hmm. Like at times where you're like, yeah, I mean, man, you can tell how much cocaine those people are on.
I know, right? Like, and so I was looking up the how the film started its life. So it started its life because the musical Annie was a huge hit on Broadway, and Paramount was in a bidding war to get it, and they lost the bidding war. So producer Robert Evans, the guy who was arrested for cocaine, he was looking. I thought like maybe why Annie was so successful is because there's this untapped market for comic strips being turned into movies. So they went through all of what Paramount had comic strip wise, and went like, let's try Popeye out.
That's really fun.
And like, oh, I love when that's the takeaway they get from it. It's not really the story that they're like, people like Annie because it's probably the music, the story.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be the comic strip angle. I remember like back in like the 80s and 90s when Batman, Michael Keaton Batman, Tim Burton was huge. It's like, all right, let's go find some deep into some comics we can adapt there. Rather people probably like superheroes, but they're
exactly.
like, no, people love comics.
Like, yeah. A total misunderstanding of the moment. Yeah, absolutely. Because it is an absurd. This is one of the things that I was trying to like figure out by like reading about it and like listening to them talk about it. I was trying to figure out like why Robert Altman and why Popeye. Like what was it especially popular in that time? Was it one of those things where it was like
Not
I think
really.
I was trying to find a comparison to something like Flintstones coming out. But then I'm like, well, Flintstones has dinosaurs in it, so I get why they would do it. Like it's like kids like dinosaurs and they know the Flintstones and they eat the whatever vitamins and stuff. Was Popeye like a big property in the late 70s
I
for
don't
kids?
really think so, because like I guess like they had like Looney Tunes stuff on TV and stuff, so they had comic stuff going on. But like I don't think Popeye was something that like the kids were clamoring for.
Yeah. So is it is it kind of a, I don't know, like an ironic, more adult thing that they were doing? Like Robert Altman, was he kind of looking at it like, oh, this will be kind of like a far out, like strange, interesting project, as opposed to like, I'm going to make a kids movie, you know?
Because it's like doesn't feel like a kids movie at all. Like you watch this movie,
it's made for me.
Yeah, it's made for cinephiles in their 30s. Like it's not made for like small kids. Like it's bizarre. Like it's
yeah. Although apparently was a hit with kids.
Yeah. I guess if you're a little kid, you really would like appreciate the like how animated everyone looks and acts and all the slapstick.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's like, and also like, there's like the reality of the movie once you settle into it with how cool the sets are. Like there's something kind of like it kind of transports you to someplace completely different, which I can see a kid really enjoying.
Absolutely, yeah.
I know that if I watched this as like a kid, I'd be very bored though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm like, me as a kid, I don't think it would have clicked. Yeah.
But yeah, like it's fascinating that Altman got involved in this movie, and like it kind of killed his career for a little bit.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. How many movies did he make in the 70s? He made like an insane amount of movies throughout the 70s.
He made like 12 or 14 movies in the 70s. He was very prolific. Like,
and then
crazy.
It's like Popeye, and then it's nothing for like 2 years. Yeah, it's nuts. It literally like halted his career completely.
Yeah, like I think it took until like The Player for him to really come back to the scene. Like it's like took a while.
Yeah. Or did Shortcuts come up? No, Shortcuts came out after that, right? Yeah,
I'm not sure. I have so many Altman blind spots. It's kind of bad.
Man, he's one of those directors where it's like I do too. I've only seen. I think I've seen a lot of the major ones now, but like he's one of those directors where like I said, he isn't like someone where it's like, oh, I understand his style and I know what I'm getting every time. Like every time I watch one of his movies, I'm like, that was so not what I expected from this guy, and now I have to rewatch that multiple times. Like I'm still kind of going through Three Women, because when I saw it, I was like, how did Robert Altman make this? Like, how is this a Robert Altman movie? It's so unlike anything else he's made. And yeah, like I'm still like rewatching it and kind of like just basking in how beautiful and surreal it is. But yeah, like I don't want to just like burn through his gigantic catalog.
I don't think you have to worry about burning through the catalog. It's just so much of it.
I know.
Like when I think Altman, I think of massive casts and very realized sets.
Yeah.
I think that the movie is just like he creates these little worlds where they look great and there's real people inhabiting real places.
Yeah, totally.
That's what the general common thread I see between all of his movies.
And I also find like it's kind of his it's like his perspective is the thing that is consistent. So even because you're right, like he makes giant like ensemble movies and Nashville and Shortcuts are examples of that, but like he also did Long Goodbye, right? Which is like, to me, it's a very intimate movie, and so is Three Women. Like they're very intimate and they're very tied to characters. He's very like capable of also shrinking down and looking out from a single character, as opposed to kind of having his giant like omnipotent like multi-perspective view. But what I find consistent is like he likes characters who are, I don't want to like say like that he has contempt for, but like characters, he's obviously like a very like intellectual and he's very like he was very political and satirical, but his characters are kind of like simple, and they're not like that. They're not overthinking. They're not kind of like thinking about the world that they live in or being like intellectually critical. But he has such love for these characters that like in something like Nashville, there's so much contempt in that movie. Like he is kind of depicting something that he is very heavily criticizing, but he loves the characters and he loves the people, and like even the people that he clearly hates, like he still kind of humanizes them. And I think Popeye is like an example of that, where it's so working class. Like there are even like, I was struck by like how much I loved Bluto, and I'm like, Bluto's the villain, but I feel so bad for him for the first half of the movie. He's not doing anything. Well, I guess he is kind of like a bully. I don't know. Like Shelley Olive Oil is like, leaving him like for Popeye, and I'm like, I understand why he's upset. I don't know. There's like a love that he has for every single person in his movies, even the contemptible ones.
And like, it's funny with how big Altman was in the 70s. Like, there was like so many massive Altman movies in the 70s. Like, he's a very critically acclaimed director. Like, Gilda Radner, she was supposed to play Olive Oyl for this movie, but her manager told her not to take the part because he heard stories like, Robert Evans, the producer, like, sniff, he's on cocaine all the time, and he's difficult, but also Altman's difficult to work with too, so, like, don't take the part. Right. And that's kind of crazy that Gilda Radner, like, in the 1979 kind of thing, and, like, height of SNL, like, was told not to work with Robert Altman.
Yeah,
like,
that is crazy. But he also didn't want to, like, I think I heard him say, like, she would have been good, but, like, Shelley Duvall was Olive Oyl. Yeah. Which he was right, yeah.
He was absolutely right, yeah.
Yeah. It would have been interesting with Gilda Radner though. Like, I'm like, I get it, but that's like a decision. That's definitely a studio decision where it's like, she's funny, she'll make it funny, and it's like Altman's an artist, and from his perspective, it's like we have someone who embodies it, like somebody who is this character, and that will become funny in a more earnest way. And he was completely right. Yeah. Did
you ever see the Altman movie Brewster McCloud?
I started watching it and I didn't finish it.
It's such a good... I love it so much, but it is so... It's another one of those completely jarring, bizarre movies.
Yeah, I think I need to like recalibrate and come back to that.
Yeah, and like Shelley Duvall's in that movie, and she gives a very kind of darkly comic performance in that, and like it's so different than this movie, but like he clearly saw something in her, like this woman can do something that does not look like any typical performance you'll ever see in a movie.
Yeah. And she is like, she is one of the great actors from that era, from like the kind of post Brando, like naturalistic performance era. Like I consider like Three Women, Popeye, and The Shining, which all came out very close to each other. Like those three performances are world class. They are like, they're so naturalistic to the point where like The Shining, everybody credited like Kubrick for like scaring a good performance out of her, which is so absurd.
Yeah,
she's such a good actor that people thought she was actually in peril, right? And still do.
It's such an annoying myth with that movie that like people thought that like, oh, she could not give. It's so infantilizing. Like, oh, she could not have given this performance herself. She would have had to been like completely tormented and tortured by the director.
100%. Yeah, and I even think people apply that to something like Popeye, where it's like, oh, like Robert Altman. And even Three Women, like Robert Altman picked her because she like is that character, and like it's like, but she understands these characters, and it's like you can tell with Olive Oyl that is like a really difficult like note that she's playing the whole movie, where it's she is a cartoon character, but she's real, and like her naivety and like her like kind of like simplistic, like I don't know, it like her strange like inner personality is so heartfelt and so like believably done, but also like she's nailing the comedic beats, she's nailing like the dances and the movements and everything. Like it is such a complex and perfectly tuned performance, and that cannot be something that happens by accident. Like that is somebody that is like maybe like I don't know, like it's somebody that is in total control of the character that they're depicting. I'm so still kind of flabbergasted whenever I watch this movie or any of her movies from this era, where I'm just like, I don't see the effort, like I don't see the performance, but they're so different and they're so perfect. Yeah,
like, and just like a lot of the movie, like the vocal performance too is incredible. Like it's like, oh Popeye, oh no, like oh gee,
I love it. Yeah,
it's
we
so
just do
good.
impressions
It's so,
of it all the time.
They're like just like possibly fighting someone, and like you hear in the background, it's Olive Oyl like, oh Popeye, ignore that. Oh.
Yeah, it's like it should be so annoying, but it's
endearing.
It is,
I love it.
But it's endearing. You're right. Yeah.
So the way this movie opens up initially is that we start off with a Popeye cartoon. The classic one. Yeah. And you see a little cartoon Popeye be like, hey, he's wearing those tricks, I think I'm in the wrong movie.
Yeah.
And then we cut to the live action stuff. So it's like storm clouds above a sea. We see a rowboat, and it's like Popeye's title card. And you see guys rowing towards the shore, and there's a church bell being rung in a small town called Sweet Haven. It's all filmed in Malta, and it's all this like incredibly complex built set.
Yeah.
And and so it looks incredible. Like they complete like. There's a lot of complaints that like they went over budget partially because they were just spent so much extra time making sure like these buildings were so like actually like real buildings rather than just being like something where you can just try and fake it, cut some corners here and there.
Yep.
It looks like it reminded me a lot of because I watched it for the first time last year in McCabe and Mrs. Miller.
Yeah,
and like how like, it just like everything looks so built, so like lived in all the sets.
Yeah. There's a lot. I find a lot of parallels between this and McCabe and Mrs. Miller. It's like the stranger coming into town, and kind of like introducing like a cast of characters that way. But you're right, like the intricacy of the sets and like building it. And I mean, in McCabe and Mrs. Miller, it's amazing because you see it be built and then you're living in it for the rest of the movie. But yeah, it has that same feel where it's like this is a real place. Like this isn't a movie set. Like the streets are real and like these buildings are entering and exiting and stuff. And it's it's like you almost sit there going like you didn't need to do this probably. Well, but
there's so many in the harbor of Sweet Haven. There's like all these sunken ships, and they literally took like seaworthy vessels and sunk them.
Incredible.
Like and it's
only
just,
in the 70s, man.
I know, right? Oh my god, I love the excess so much. It's great.
Yeah, up until the budget just vanished. They run out like for the third act. But yeah, like for the first, especially for that opening, it's I don't know, it's overwhelming how much is being spent on that movie. And but it is so well used. My god, like like I said, it's like something like Playtime where you're just like they're using every inch of this set, every inch of the frame is being like utilized for some kind of gag. There should be some kind of behind the scenes of this. It's crazy that I was looking for one. I couldn't find any behind the scenes stuff. Maybe I wasn't looking in the right places.
You say you watch it on Blu-ray. Is it like just a standard Blu-ray? Is it like a Criterion? Is it like a boutique one?
No, I don't think there is like a boutique of it. No, it's just like the standard Blu-ray. There's rumors that there's.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to like make a proper.
This is one of those movies where it's like, in my mind, it's reclaimed, but I feel like there isn't that push the way that there is with like with other movies like this. Like even something like Three Women, like that. That's a movie that barely played in its time at all, and it's kind of been reclaimed and revisited, and it plays in theaters. There's like a Criterion release of it. Popeye seems like, I don't know. It's like maybe it's that in between where it still sells on a regular Blu-ray enough that they don't want to give the rights up to like a boutique thing. But I'm like, this is like prime for a giant like Arrow release or something. Like I'm waiting for that. I'll buy it if anybody's listening.
Yeah,
there's customers. We want it.
Speaking of exploiting people from their cash, so Popeye gets on the shore there, and he's immediately accosted by the tax man, who is. You're trying to the taxman character is great because like every little thing in town he's just trying to tax people for, like you gotta pay like the docking tax, you gotta pay the 17 cents for being new in town tax.
Yeah, and it's like it's just he gets distracted by the kids and just forgets about taxing, and you're like, oh, like, there's nobody enforcing this, he's just making it up as he goes. It's great.
I love that Popeye, like he just starts he starts paying his taxes, like going through his like pocket, whatever. Like here's a French guinea here, there. Like he's using other currencies too.
Yeah, it's
like,
so good.
He's like tax this, tax that. If you pay taxes, you should get some cervix. I can't do the Popeye voice too well, but
it's like the I don't know, what do you call it? Like the mispronunciations, like it's and that's watching it with subtitles was just like mind-blowing. I was like, they had to write this, I think, like I don't know, Robin Williams, maybe he was kind of improvising with it, but like it doesn't feel like a very improv Robin Williams performance. There's a couple times where it feels like it might pop out, but like it's a very like tight script, and like, well, I shouldn't say it's a tight script, but like you do feel like every line is written for maximum comedy, and it's like even the way that he mispronunciates things, it's all a joke, and like the words he subs in for other words, like it's all very intentional. Yeah, I don't know, like I can't do a good impression either because it's like it takes I think it takes like a team of like coked out writers to properly get how he talks.
And the thing about like it being like totally scripted too is like there's thing like a lot of the physical comics you can't really just like not just like a pratfall here and there. Like the first thing you really get is totally cartoonish. Is like there's people trying to lift a piano by net onto like the second story or something, and the piano he falls and misses Popeye because Popeye's grabbing like a quarter off the ground, and then he like pushes it back up with his super strength back up to where it's supposed to be going. Yeah, and like that's something that's like you can't just improvise that things like that. Like you have to really put a lot of work into it. Also, Robin Williams' arms in this movie is like his forearms are like cartoonishly massive, of course, and it looks almost unsettling with all the hair. Yeah. Which I learned that they didn't have the arms ready, or there was something wrong with them for like the first scene, which is why they're covered up. Mm-hmm. They had like a team of they said like a team of like Italian women that were punching individual hairs in like the arms on set, like trying to get the proper arms ready for the shoot kind of thing. It's really funny, but yeah, they are grotesque at times. Like Altman doesn't do many like close-ups. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I feel like he doesn't. But like the few close-ups that happen, which are usually around Sweet Pea, like you see Robin Williams' arms, and you're like, it's like a body horror thing. There's like veins popping out. It's like it's so gross. And so we get the, Popeye is trying to find a place to crash in town there. So the first song's called "Blow Me Down," and this is not a very good song, I think. And, like, it's very mumbly. You don't understand what the fuck he's saying. Like, you really need the subtitles.
It's a great first impression,
Yeah, and, like, the best part is, like, no one wants to deal with him. It's, like, all the signs that say, like, there's vacancy for room to rent and stuff. They're always, like, flipping the signs, like, close. Yeah. And he gets to the top of the hill there because of room to rent at the Oils residence. And so now we're introduced to Olive Oil, played by Shelley Duvall. And her whole family there. And she's prepping for an engagement party, so she's also showing Popeye the room he's going to be staying in, and like she's like, "Oh, what kind of name is Popeye?" His name is sounds like a bunch of lubricants.
I love that scene with her family too. Like it was giving me flashes of like in The Aviator, like the scene where he sits down with what's her face, with Kate Blanchett. I fucking forget her name.
Katharine Hepburn.
Yeah, thank you with the Hepburn. Yeah. That's that like manic dinner scene where he's just kind of like stressing out. Like that's the vibe I get from this Popeye scene. I'm like, I relate so much. Yeah, he's just oh man, and he's so lovable in that scene. Warms my heart. And so is Olive Oil. Like she's just such a brat, but it's so sweet.
I love that dinner scene so much too because the whole family is just he's just trying to like he can't get a word in edgewise, and everyone's just bickering about the knives not being sharp, and they're talking about Bluto a lot. And then, like, everyone just leaves except for Popeye, who hasn't been able to talk at all. And then he's the one that gets scolded by Olive Oil, like, entirely.
Yeah.
It's like it's so funny too, just like watching everyone just like completely have all their blocking done, get like in the scene and everything, and then they all just scatter at once, and it feels so natural.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. And it must have been like even a small scene like that, I'm like, that must have been a nightmare. That would have been like they're probably all like fucking like frantically figuring out how to block and shoot that. Like yeah. And I love that what's like Popeye's or Olive Oil's mom calls him Pop and Mr. I. Like, there's just something so funny about that.
So outside, we get introduced to Bluto, played by Paul L. Smith. He's on his boat called the Vile Body. He can't sleep at night because the town's too bright. He yells at the town to turn off their lights, so all of Sweet Haven, like one by one, shuts off their lights in fear.
Mind-blowing shot, also, where
it's
it just
so cool.
Scans across and all the lights go out. And then it ends with just the one light on, and then it cuts into Popeye lying in bed. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's cinema.
It's so cool. And like Popeye's just in his hammock talking to himself, like talking about reuniting with his lost Papa.
And the best joke in the movie right there.
Yeah. It's been 30 years since you see him. So he's like looking at a photo frame, and then he kisses the photo frame goodnight and sets it up behind him in his room there. And it's just like an empty photo frame with the cork on the back, so me Papa written in marker on it.
It's so funny, man. So funny.
I kind of want to like just like get a blank photo frame with like me doggy on it.
I'm not joking. I have me Papa. I have the exact. I just recreated it because I had a framed photo of like a chimpanzee playing golf, and I was like, I don't like this. So I did it for the costume when I did it for Halloween, but like I just got a piece of like whatever like brown paper bag and I wrote "Me Pop" on it, and now it's just hanging on the wall because I'm like, it's too good. It's like that is the joke that like broke me when I first watched it, and I was just like, for the rest of it, I was in the palm of this movie's hand. But like, it's my favorite, and it comes back in such a brilliant way too.
It's so funny when it comes back later on.
It's so good. Oh man.
So now it's like daytime. We get to the "Everything Is Food" song, which is like, I think, when the movie really comes to life.
Absolutely, like masterpiece. It's such an incredible scene.
And like, you know, you get Wimpy's going throughout town and everything. All the townspeople are just, you know, doing cartoonish things. And like, apparently they hired a lot of European circus performers for actors in this movie.
That makes sense.
So like, you get the physical comedy is like done by like clowns and stuff. And like, this song is like way better than the first song we got. Like, you know, even Wimpy gets to say his class was like, "Oh, glad you play you Tuesday for a hamburger today."
So
and like,
good.
And the restaurant is like, it's such I love that Altman went completely over the top with building these sets, because like this restaurant set is so cool.
Yeah.
And you know, there's so many great little side gigs too. Like there's a sign saying "Positively no credit, especially you, Wimpy."
So
like,
good. I don't even think I've seen that. Like, there's just so much going on.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's probably a million
like,
things.
Falling off things nonstop. Like, people getting pushed through windows a lot. Like,
and it's like the guy that gets thrown through like the top floor of it, and then like his legs are hanging through for the rest of the scene, and those get used as a gag later. It's like dizzying how many things are happening.
Yeah, yeah, and like thing is, like, there's like continuity to it too. Like, I think if a window breaks in this movie, it doesn't get magically fixed in the next scene.
Yeah,
like it will stay kind of like broken. But
because
also
they actually broke it, probably.
Yeah, and like you know, they probably just don't even do the reset of it. Like, there's probably just like they just keep it in. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah,
and so like at the restaurant, like you know, Popeye's talking to Wimpy about how he's in Sweet Haven to track down his long lost father. He apparently saw it in a vision that he should reconcile with his father. And there's some guys just heckling his story. And one guy calls him One Eye. They make fun of his pronunciation. A fight's starting to break, about ready to break out. Parts of the restaurant getting closed off with like grates. Like, even though the cashier, there's like a cage that kind of falls down on top of her to like protect her from a potential fight.
So funny.
And one guy, he says, "I bet your pappy is as ugly as you are," to Popeye. And Popeye demands an apology. And the bullies start forcing the non-bullies physically to Popeye's face to apologize to him.
Oh my god!
And then
so
we finally get the Popeye music start. The Popeye theme music starts to play. There's beating the shit out of guys, and it's awesome.
It's so it's so gratifying. Like, and especially because like, and it's weird how much I kind of like care about Popeye at this point in the movie, but like when he's getting bullied in that scene, he's just so kind of like pathetic, or like, yeah, I don't know. I feel for him so much for some reason.
Williams plays it with such good sadness.
There is something like, I don't know, when I first watched it, I was still kind of like holding on to that, like, oh, this was a disaster, and I was kind of going like, oh, Williams is like a weird fit for Popeye, but I was so wrong. Like, I've watched it so many times, and I'm like, it's a really interesting and really, like, for him especially, like, knowing how he kind of became both a comedic and a dramatic actor later. Like, this is a very like distinct performance from him, and I think it's because it's like, is it his first, or it's like one of his first like big movie roles? I know he's Mork and Mindy, but yeah,
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see. I'm just looking at his filmography right now to see how early on this is.
I just see Mork everywhere on his IMDb.
Oh yeah, so apparently this is his second movie. So his first movie was this is his first true movie, because his first movie was something called "Can I Do It Till I Need Glasses," which is some anthology comedy movie.
Okay. So this is his first. I mean, he's the lead in it, so it's like this is his major break, which I guess like didn't really turn into his major break in the end. But I think it's because he's so kind of a fish out of water as an actor that makes me care for him so much. Like, it's he's physically very, very good at what he's doing in it. Like, obviously he has a lot of energy, and he's doing a lot of like the rolls and the jumps and everything, and the physical stuff. And his voice is really funny, and he does improv, like I said, a couple times that kind of works. But like, he isn't like he doesn't come off as like a confident actor who's like nailing a performance. He does seem a little desperate, like a young, like, you know, new actor kind of thing. And something about that like makes it very, very endearing to me, and also perfect to be opposite Olive Oil in this. It's
where she seems like a more established actress. Like, she seems like someone to be a bit more
right.
she belongs here.
Yeah. But she's also doing something very very vulnerable and earnest too with her performance. And their romance in it is so genuine to me. Like the songs, the duet they have together, like, yeah, I don't know. I really feel for Popeye in this, which is something that I didn't expect. Maybe I'm crazy and I've just watched it so many times, but like it's like, I love how Williams plays him.
Yeah, because like the next sequence is like so it's nighttime and now it's Olive Oil's engagement party, and Popeye is trying to be grateful to be there, but everyone's just like shuts up when he walks around them because they hate his presence around there.
Yeah,
like,
poor Popeye.
Better be on my way, oh reservoir.
That scene too, man. Yeah, maybe the secret is just really relatable to like a socially awkward guy.
Yeah.
Like I've definitely been there. He just leaves.
He leaves. He wanders around town. He sees Bluto. He's trying to buy some flowers, and Bluto he's sniffing the flowers and then just smashing the flower. Probably doesn't like the smell of the flower. And back at Olive Oil's room, like she's with all like her friends and stuff, and she sings a song called "He's Large."
God, so good.
And this one's really funny because it's like she's like talking about like the ways that, like she's justifying herself to get engaged with him. Like, oh yeah, he's large, he's big, he has money.
Yeah,
like no real passion at all.
Yeah.
And then Bluto's back at the house there, and like he's pulling petals off the flower, doing the whole like she loves me not, she'll marry me, she won't marry me thing.
Oh my god!
And the crowd is so into it too. Like they think that it's like this is like the pulling out the petals will actually determine like the love.
But it's also they're like on edge because they know, oh, if he ends with she loves me not, he's gonna fucking like murk out and like smash the place. Like they just know, they're like, this has to end. Like it's such a tense look on everybody's face.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Everyone's scared of Bluto. They are like.
Yeah, rightfully so, as we find out. And I love how Olive Oil, like the whole time she's singing, she's just like secretly packing up to like bail on him.
Yeah.
And it's like she's with her girlfriends and they're all ignoring her, but every time she sings like the call and they have to respond, they turn to her and she has to hide what she's doing. Yeah. And it's like there's something so funny that like the only reason they look over and she has to hide it is because she's singing this song. Like otherwise she could just pack up and leave and they're not even paying attention.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so brilliantly staged. Everything.
So she does flee. So she she escapes the house and Bluto's all pissed off. There's a fly in the room, so he's like just fucking angry. Like he's like making sounds like an angry bull as he's trying to like kill this fly. She bumps into Popeye down at the docks, and she has her bags packed, and like Popeye's like offering to take her bags someplace, and like he's like, oh, we should go that way. She's like, oh, well, let's go this way instead. Like it's just like the way her legs move in the scene as she's like telling Popeye to take the bag in different places. It's just like it's pure like Max Fleischer like cartoon. Like it's incredible.
Yeah, man, she's just like rubber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like I don't think I've ever seen an actor move truly like this before.
No, physically, it's such a unique performance. Yeah,
mm-hmm. And like this is where Olive kind of gives Papa the rundown that Bluto runs the town through the Commodore, and Popeye tells her that he's trying to find his pappy, and he has a sense that he's somewhere in town here, and we'll figure out why that makes sense in a second.
Yeah.
And he starts telling him all these lovely stories about his father, such as getting an electric eel as a toy as a baby, Popeye's father bouncing little baby Popeye on his knee and missing him.
Yeah, and like, throwing him in the air but not being there to catch him.
Yeah. and there's like a basket on the ground, and we hear a rattlesnake noise and it spooks him, so she starts freaking the fuck out, doing her typical all the way like, oh Popeye, oh get him Popeye. And Popeye opens up the basket and it's a little baby with a rattle, and
Popeye is like, he's locked and loaded to knock out whatever's in that basket. Maybe that's what Disney cut. He's like about to punch that baby in the face.
So Popeye reads this note that's attached to this little baby there, and the note says like someone left this baby because they had financial obligations, but they'll be back in 25 years once those are resolved. And this, this baby, like, babies are babies in movies, whatever. They sometimes just do nothing. But like this baby is very expressive. I'm not sure they got to react so perfectly to everything they needed to do.
Have you seen a better actor baby? That's the best acting I've seen from a baby, I think, ever.
Yeah, I can't think of one that's better. Yeah,
it says stuff like how old is that baby? Is this one of those things where it's like much older and it just has a thing where it looks young?
Maybe, yeah. Like, because it does react. Like, it's clearly not a newborn. It's clearly at least, like, I don't know, like, I'm bad judging ages for babies and children in general.
Yeah,
but like this baby, it is a big baby, so it's not just like clearly. Just
it is a big baby for real. It's a big baby.
Yeah, and yeah, but you're right. The way it just reacts to things is so wild. Like,
and I think it draws out a bit of the future Robin Williams we get to know like later in his career, but like. When it's like on the close-up of Sweet Pea and he's reading the note, like the baby's babbling and Robin Williams kind of like plays off of that a bit, and that feels very like outside of the Popeye performance almost. Like it's him just kind of like riffing on the baby, but they left it in. It's funny, but yeah, like the baby's like part of it. It's like animated and saying stuff. It always I mean it feels like a performance from a baby, which is crazy.
And it feels like a cartoon performance from a baby too, which is even harder. Like
yeah.
Like, it fits the reality of the film that this is not just a typical baby like you would get in a normal movie. This is a baby in a cartoon world of Popeye.
Man, we're just, like, blown away by this baby.
Yeah. Very impressive baby.
Yes.
So, like, Bluto's trying to find where Olive is. So he yells Olive, and it shatters all the windows in town. And Bluto's now singing a song called I'm Mean. And it's just him breaking a ton of shit. It's
so good.
And, like, he's taking, like, wooden doors at the house and just smashing them over his own head. The set's getting completely demolished like the end of Citizen Kane. It's incredible.
but just amped up to like 1,000. It's the cutting in that song, like it's so funny. It's like just he seems to be effortlessly like just smashing through everything moment to moment. It's like it just cuts to him like breaking through a wall and like throwing a furnace through the wall, and it's so funny how it's cut. I love it.
Yeah, and like again, it's a real set. Like it's stuff actually breaking. Like
yeah, and it just stays broken for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. So Popeye, Olive, and the baby are now back at the party, and this is my favorite shot of the movie, where Bluto's so pissed off seeing them, he's red in the face.
Yes.
And the red in his face reflects onto Popeye, Olive, and the baby. And, like, it's like they're dressed in red and, like, have, like, and the whole set's red now, too, to look like, like the red in Bluto's face is, like, actually reflecting on them as people.
And it's such a quick shot. Did they not, like, paint an alternate set red? Like,
I think so, yeah.
Because it can't just be lighting, and like their costumes are red. I was like, man, if they had cut that shot, they probably would have had the budget to finish the movie.
I know, right?
And it's so fast. It's such a crazy idea for a gag. Like,
yeah.
And also been an easier way to do that.
To put the budget into perspective, so this movie comes out in 1980 and cost $20 million. 3 years prior, Star Wars came out and cost $7 million.
That is bonkers.
Like,
that's
this movie cost 3 times as much as Star Wars.
But I think the difference is like Star Wars. It's a lot of, and I'm not an expert on budgets for the movies of this era, but like Star Wars was very like groundbreaking in its special effects, but it's a lot of miniatures, and I think it's a lot of like camera compositing and stuff. So you don't actually have to build a life-size. Did they build a life-size Millennium Falcon in Star Wars, or probably just the sequels, right?
Probably sequels. Yeah, I don't think the original one has a full thing.
I think it's all like miniatures, right? Which is, I'm not saying that's nothing, but like in Popeye, like they built a town that still is standing to this day. So
yeah, that's a big thing too. Yeah, it's still around. You can go there.
Yeah, it's like they built it to last for some reason. Which
I wonder if it's made back its money at this point now.
Yeah, who gets the money if you go?
Yeah.
Does it go to the Altman estate? Does it go to the studios? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I would imagine they just abandoned it, and then somebody just was like, well, might as well turn it into an amusement park.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's so funny to think of the major amusement parks in the world. Like there's like whatever. There's Disney, there's like Harry Potter, there's like they're making an Avatar one. They got like, Universal Studios and like Star Wars stuff. And then there's like a Popeye one. Like
yeah.
Could you imagine like someone being like, there's a demand to build a Popeye land?
Yeah. It's like building a Marty Supreme amusement park. Like,
yeah, it's like Psycho. It's a random fucking movie they made an amusement park for.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. And that's why I have to go. I hate amusement parks, but I'm like, I have to go to the Popeye one because it's so absurd.
Yeah. And also, Malta's probably very lovely.
I'm sure. And it looks like it. It's, like all the shots in the water. It's like, oh, I just want to jump in with them.
So, Popeye Bluto gets in a fight with Popeye. Popeye gets knocked back so bad he's like rolling cartoonishly down the entire hill across town.
Again, such an incredible but probably extremely expensive gag. You go like, was it worth it?
And like, down at the docks, like Bluto like hits Popeye so hard in the head, like a big bonk on the head. So it hits him so hard that he's like starts spinning like clockwise and drills right down through the wood, through the dock into the water.
Amazing.
And it's just like incredible physical comedy, like and like what do you call it? Like body double work, or like they have built like Popeyes that have like cartoon properties. There's like a rolling one, there's a spinning one. There's some in the climax of the movie. They'd have to build all these special Popeyes that have these like strange physical properties. Yeah. And so the next day we see like Olive and Popeye. They're with the baby. He's named him the baby Sweet Pea. She does not like that name. And
they can't decide on a gender too, right?
Yeah, like they're not sure which one it's going to be, and
it's so funny.
And like again, like the beautiful set there is daytime. You can see the entire of all of Sweet Haven there, plus all the great water. And there's a sign starts going up around town that people can have 10 tax-free days if they win a fight against Oxblood Oxheart, who is a giant, beefy, like muscle man who is coming to town via boat.
And what's the boat called again? It's a gag. And I just caught it this time. I forget the names. It's a play on Madison Square Gardens, and it just caught me off guard.
Oh, it's like Max and Sons Gardens or something like that?
Something like that, yeah, where it's like if you read it out loud, it sounds like Madison Square Gardens, and it's such a quick little gag, and I'm like, of course, everything written is going to be a joke, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hilarious. And so Popeye goes down to the fight there. All is mad that Popeye's bringing a baby to the fight. Taxman charges Popeye 62-cent tax for going to an illegal sporting event. And so Olive's brother Castor Oil, another pun, gets into the ring, basically outmatched by this Oxblood guy. He tries punching Oxblood, gets bounces off him, gets a big bonk in the head, gets kicked like a football out of the ring. And Popeye swoops in wearing a boxing attire, gets the big Popeye theme back, and this is when all of us complain, like, oh, you poor little fatherless baby, you'll be murdered. And Popeye hesitates to fight because Oxblood's mother is there.
Yeah, so sweet. Until she gets murked.
Yeah, I think he actually knocks his mother when she's trying to put a bucket on Popeye's head.
It's so brutal.
But Popeye winds up his fist and knocks Oxblood right in the jaw, giving a good uppercut, knocking him out. And Popeye wins the fight, gets some appreciation from the town. And Popeye and Olive, like, there's talking to the little baby there, and a nice little song called "Stay With Me," by like where they're singing to the baby, but also to each other.
Oh God, man, it's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's such a beautiful song.
Yeah, because it's very, very nice, and like the mumbling of Robin Williams actually kind of helps with the song. I
think so, and it's just so sweet. Like, they clearly just love each other, but they won't admit it, and I don't know, man, that song just gets me every time. And every time it cuts to Sweet Pea and it cuts to them, I'm just like, oh, my heart's melting.
That little expressive baby, yeah.
Oh.
And so Popeye kind of discovers that Sweet Pea can predict the future because by whistling, because like the baby kind of just can get the correct answer to things, and
yeah, sure, okay,
sure, whatever, yeah. And so Wimpy offers to take Sweet Pea for a walk, so Popeye's cool with it because like, hey, Wimpy, you're like coming uncle to this baby, and which, yeah, sure, whatever. I guess people like Popeye now, like.
Yeah.
Whatever. And so Wimpy takes Sweet Pea down to the little like horse track there, which is just like the little mechanical horses, and trying to use the baby's ability to try and predict the future. One really funny bit here. So this betting place in a house of ill repute, and Olive's brother walks in, a prostitute asks like lonesome chubby, which is like
got that this time too.
The funniest way you could proposition someone for for sex, like, hey, fat guy, want some sex? Like,
it's so funny.
And
oh man!
So Popeye arrives at the gambling den with Olive, and he's like, "It was his house of ill reputes. He'd bring an infant into a den of immorality."
You got it going on, man. You got a good Popeye going. Better than mine.
Yeah. And like Popeye tells Olive not to don't touch anyone to make it a venereal disease. And the prostitute says to him, "Oh, is that a bad toy you got in your pocket?" Like, who is this movie for? Like,
exactly. This is definitely the scene where it's like, okay, this doesn't feel like a kids movie. Like it feels like a movie made by adults who, like. It may have gotten the funding from Disney because it's a kid's property, but like Altman is having some perverse fun with it. Yeah, it's
incredible. I love it so much. The baby tells Olive to bet on his horse called Sucking Lemons, and Popeye's a little bit disgusted by all the immorality going on, so he starts singing a song, "I Am What I Am."
Yeah,
where he's proud of it, like who he is, proud of his morality, proud of his one eye.
Powerful, and this is I think the one song that Williams sings that he just like dominates. Like it's a great song. He's great. His mumbling Popeye voice kind of like bursts out with like a power and an energy that hasn't happened yet in the movie. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I love it. I get so amped up when he starts singing the song. It just makes me want to stand up.
Salute your man. Salute Popeye.
Yeah, I do like the dad stance at this part of the movie.
And Popeye and his family leave. Bluto, he has a private office upstairs. There's a gambling den, and demands Wimpy comes out and sees him because he's seen now that this little baby is able to like predict the future.
This is so convoluted. This is what I mean by like when I watched it with subtitles. All this stuff I didn't put together.
Yeah.
But like seeing it and following the plot, I was like, this movie, why did they have such a complicated plot? Like it's insane.
Like maybe there's like some old like a Popeye like a cartoon where like the baby can predict the future, and it's like, okay, well if we turn this like little like 2 minute short into like the final half of the movie.
Yeah, but you're right. It feels like they threw like 50 Popeye shorts into a blender. Like it's like there's so much to follow.
Yeah. And it's like Popeye he's so pissed off about the family's immorality and the gambling there because Olive Oil's family, they want her to marry Bluto so they can be financially secure.
Right.
So money's clearly an issue for them. So Popeye's all pissed off at the gambling. So he takes Sweet Pea away to go down live at the docks.
And to add a wrinkle into this to make it even more convoluted, they were avoiding the tax man because Bluto worked for the Commodore, so they had like an exemption from tax. But then once she broke it off with Bluto, now they're getting taxed again. They get taxed for their house getting smashed and all that stuff. It's so like, yeah, it's too much going on, man.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's what helps repeat viewings. Is like you kind of just like let it wash over you.
Well, yeah,
but
absolutely.
It is like I can absolutely tell why people hated this movie when it came out.
They're all wrong though.
They're wrong, 100%. But like, you can tell like an audience kind of like losing
Confused.
The plot, losing who is this for, just kind of like not understanding what anyone's saying.
I watched a thing and it was Williams talking about like the premiere of it, where like they thought they premiered it at the Chinese theater, and like he said he was watching everyone walk out and they all just kind of had like neutral faces, and then somebody said to him something along the lines of like, well, this isn't the start of your career kind of thing.
Oh my god.
But you could just imagine like this would have been baffling to see, especially like hearing about the production and like, you know, it's a Robert Altman movie, there's some prestige there.
Yeah.
This would have been baffling to see and try to get a grip on. Not to me though.
Yeah.
I mean, I understood it clearly, but
apparently at the time, because Robert Evans, the producer there, people started nicknaming this movie in the press Evans Gate.
Oh, so the timeline, this came out after Heaven's Gate, or was it like during the fiasco?
Let me just double check Heaven's Gate year,
because the timeline of this movie kind of blew my mind. Heaven's Gate was 1980. All this was 1980 was such an eventful year.
Yeah. Also has The Shining's this year as well, right? So like this is like a big year for big budget productions that people were iffy on at the time,
with Shelley Duvall in them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and it's like that's the thing that blew my mind, because I was hearing her talk. She got offered this role while on the set of The Shining and then went right into it after, which I don't know, for some reason I thought The Shining was a later performance, but like, you know, all that hubbub about like, oh, she was driven crazy by working with Kubrick or whatever. She made Popeye right after, and she's perfect in it, and like, you know, totally in command of herself. And she talks about how she feels like she learned a lot on The Shining, which I think anybody would, because it probably was grueling. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like maybe like this was her at her peak doing Popeye, and I believe that even though I think Three Women is like just as incredible a performance from her.
I still need to see it.
Oh yeah! Oh my God, you do. It's 3 just outstanding performances just watch it for the acting.
Mm-hmm.
But also it's so dreamy and it's so beautiful. But like this, I think is her. It's like this is her at her peak, kind of coming off of something that pushed her to do more than I think she'd ever done. Two projects that pushed her to do more than she'd ever done. And this is her like kind of being the apex, being like the best that she could ever be in Popeye. Anyway, it just blew my mind that was the timeline, that this came right after The Shining.
Yeah, it's just like crazy that just like both these movies, and like they're both like such different performances.
Yeah.
And yeah, the complete command of them too. Like they're both very physical performances too, incredibly physical.
Yeah,
like, one of my favorite shots in any movie ever is when in The Shining, when like the social worker's coming by to talk to them, and like she's just holding the cigarette there, and
oh my god,
just she's so still with it. Her face, but it's like she has so much acting going, so much is going on with her face there. But the cigarette's just slowly burning, but the ash is still remaining complete in place.
When I last saw this movie, that you're right, that scene when I last watched The Shining became one of my favorite scenes in the movie, because I realized like she is like an abused wife who is denying it. And it's so obvious to me now watching that movie that like that's what's happening there. Like, and it's so buried that every other time I had watched it, I just thought, oh, like she might be scared of her husband, but like, you know, that's the only thing that's happened, that he's like tugged her son's arm. That's just the only thing that got like reported to a social worker, right? And it
Because
just
it had to be, yeah.
Yeah, but like clearly this is somebody who is dealing with like an abusive man in her life, right? And it's it just was like, oh my god, like her performance, like just what she does with that scene is incredible. Yeah, it is the best performance in a Stanley Kubrick movie, bar none, hands down.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one that's better.
There's nothing he never, because I love Stanley Kubrick. He's not an actor's director, and most actors say that like they hated working on his stuff, but like she comes out on top of his entire filmography, I think. Yeah,
because I truly love Tom Cruise in Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah,
but
me too.
like it's pretty like it's often him just being a complete idiot and just not reading a situation properly at all. But like Shelley Duvall in The Shining, it's a very layered performance. Like it's very much something dark and sinister that she's trying to hide some stuff. She's like like playing a million different emotions, different points of time. Yeah. I think it has to be the best. Like, what else can be there?
Yeah, I know it's subjective, but like there's nothing else. He doesn't capture anything as real and electric as that in any of his other movies. Every other movie, he is the most electric thing that's happening, except for The Shining. It's Shelley Duvall for sure. And I think any other actor, like if Stephen King had cast that movie and picked whatever, like a generic, you know, woman to play the wife of Jack, I think like it would have exposed Nicholson's performance as being like camp. And I think that her real fear and vulnerability, like seemingly real, like really makes that movie work. It's the only thing that makes that movie work. But anyway.
I did Barry Lyndon for my show last month, and like
hell yeah,
think about Ryan O'Neal's performance in that movie, where like it's a good performance, but like part of it is like Ryan O'Neal,
how phony it is.
He because Ryan O'Neal himself is a phony, and the fact that like one thing I've found out researching the movie is that Ryan O'Neal thought he would be doing the voiceover narration for the movie.
Oh, maybe he was supposed to.
And so like he preparing the final product, he was shocked that didn't happen. So a lot of the performance, I imagine him as an actor thinking like, all right, well, I'll be describing this later on in the movie.
Right.
But he doesn't.
And maybe that was a decision made because he doesn't have a very compelling voice.
No, he does not.
I mean, we're way off topic, but like he's great in that movie, but it's the kind of, that I believe is the kind of great where it's like, it's almost like Starship Troopers, where it's like you have actors that are not great, quote unquote, or that are doing something that is not great, but it's being utilized in service of the movie. Like Barry Lyndon's a phony, and so his performance is very kind of like stiff and fake, but you're like, well, that's the reason for that is the irony of it. Like, yeah, we understand that he's fake, so yeah, but... And
even in a world like Popeye, where like the world is clearly very artificial.
You're bringing it back. I love this.
And the thing about like how like all these actors, like, you know, like Bill Irwin, like he's like, you know, a clown himself. Like he's able to just do the great physical comedy of just like making the artificial feel sort of real and stuff, because you have these physical actors being able to do very physical things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And this is where So the taxman's now visiting Popeye because Popeye's now living on the docks there. He has like a little hammock there. There's also the stork that's always around there too.
Which is another baffling thing where I'm just like, why do they have this animatronic stork all the time?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to really have much of a point. Just another expensive thing.
As the taxman visits him, he wants to get Popeye to pay the moving in tax as well as the unlicensed baby tax. And Popeye's pissed off, so he's like knocks him, and the taxman falls out of the so by the shack there's a convenient slide.
Yep.
That goes all the way down to the water. So Popeye knocks the taxman off of this and into the water. And the town is so fucking happy. Like, they believe that, they're like down with taxes. Like, Popeye's killed the taxman, or at least not killed the taxman, but just knocked him in the water. And now the people actually like him in town. So he's being carried away in celebration with the town folk. But meanwhile, Wimpy kidnaps Sweet Pea and trades him to Bluto in exchange for a burger.
That's the biting satire you get from Robert Altman right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, like, would you trade, for a really good burger, would you kidnap a baby?
Yeah. No
I think
question.
so too, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
especially, like, you haven't had a good burger in so long. Like, you just see Wimpy trying to get a burger and failing, and he ends up having a soup burger.
Yeah.
Like, that's pathetic. I get it.
Yeah, I could go for a burger right now. Speaking of burgers, Popeyes as a restaurant, what do you think of it?
What a question. It's good in a pinch. I think it's gone downhill maybe, but like at least when I was really gorging on like fast food fried chicken, like in high school or like in college, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I think it does have the best chicken burger for a fast food place.
You're probably right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can cut this. The Popeyes on the last time I went to that one, there was a guy working there, and he was trying to like pawn off this weird sauce he made, and it clearly wasn't from Popeyes. And I took it and I tried it, and it was like,
what?
I know, man.
Why?
He just seemed so proud of it.
You just took random sauce with some random person at Popeyes?
Yeah, and he was like smiling watching me try it, and I was like, "Oh, thanks. I'll put it on my chicken sandwich," and I just walked out and threw it out.
Oh, so you didn't actually eat it?
Well, I had a taste in front of him.
Did it like make you 2 inches shorter or something?
Maybe you know what? I probably should have had it. It probably would have given me like Popeye powers. It probably was like his spinach version. It probably just he probably like spat in it or did worse in it.
Yeah. I'm cutting out the address of this place, but I'm keeping the story.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I was like, what did it kind of taste like?
It was like oh man, like maybe like a relish.
Okay.
Or like it was green. It was green and had chunks in it. I can tell you that.
Green has chunks from a stranger. I better eat it.
Yeah, in a little tiny plastic container,
Yeah.
and like clearly off menu. Like just so bizarre. What are you hustling?
I'm gonna go with that Popeyes again and just stay around, like
Give me
wait
your green
and wait
sauce
until it comes back.
I'm gonna give you a special green sauce.
Just bang on the counter. Where's my green sauce?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Popeyes as a restaurant, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. You never know what you're gonna get.
Nope.
I should go there and see if there's a sign like, no offering customers random food.
They probably big warnings: do not take the sauce.
It's like the substance.
If offered sauce, not take.
I'm thinking like green sauce. I'm thinking like the substance from the movie The Substance.
Yeah, honestly, a little paler than that, but like it definitely had that vibe to it.
Did you wake up as Margaret Qualley the next day?
Yeah. No, it was like Trevor in GTA. I just like woke up in a different part of town in my underwear. Like a dead body beside me.
Wait, why do I live in Toronto now? Oh god. Okay, where were we? We're talking about trading a baby for a burger.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
All right, so Popeye's all sad that a little Sweet Pea's gone, and he says like even an orphan needs a mother and a father, which is a nice line. And Olive overhears this and begins singing her song "He Needs Me."
Oh my god, cinema! Like just this is the. If this wasn't in the movie, I don't think I'd be as in love with this movie as I am. But like, it's 10 out of 10. Like, it's just that little move that she does at the end of the song, that little like dance she does down the dock, just out of this world. It's like beyond the infinite. That is just pure cinema.
And so like all of what I love with the song too is like, so Shelley Duvall does the singing for it, and it's with most musicals you can kind of like think about things like Wicked or West Side Story. Like the songs that are being sung are sung with such confidence that like kind of any character can sing them. But this is a very olive oil song.
Yes,
like it's not 100% confident. It's like kind of
as loose. Altman put it, Shelley Duvall gave an olive oil. What did he say? An olive oil effort, I think is what he said. And I was like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and like isolated, the song's kind of strange to listen to, but like watching it with the visuals is just so like. It's just so charming.
Absolutely. And I would say like a lot of people know the song from Punch Drunk Love now.
Yeah.
And I know when I saw that movie, like that song in the moment, like also melted my heart. I know it's like it's used kind of like in a very cinematic way there too. But even like out of context, playing over like a very strange romantic scene in another movie still like kind of stole my attention a bit. And there's something so interesting about it, and it's how she sings it. You're right, like the earnestness and like the vulnerability of it. Like there's just something so compelling about how she sings this song.
Yeah, and like Paul Thomas Anderson loves this movie, like clearly.
Yeah. Because like he obviously like loved Altman, but like he tells the story about how he showed Punch Drunk to him, and he said like when that song started playing in the movie, Altman just started like clapping. Just so cute.
Yeah, because like wasn't Paul Thomas Anderson when Altman was doing Prairie Home Companion? Wasn't he like what do they call it when someone like shadow directs?
Well, I think shadow directed. Yeah. Like he was, it was like
on the set for insurance purposes.
Like in a condescending way, where it's like they didn't trust Altman, so then they had to hire like a competent director to like. But then Anderson said he was just like, yeah, I did that, and then I just sat back. He was like, no, it's Altman's movie, and he just like sat down and just watched.
Didn't he have the line where it's just like, I got to like learn from the best, like by just hanging out with Robert Altman?
Yeah, no more was he just stealing Altman's movies. He's finally.
I think they could have put He Needs Me or Everything Is Food into it one bow after another and have it work.
Absolutely. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. Have Sean Penn sing Everything Is Food.
That man, I would love to hear him sing that song. I would love to hear Sean Penn today sing any song. He should do a musical.
Has Sean Penn ever done like a character that sings?
I'm gonna say no. I can't think of one. I would imagine he would think it's like effeminate or something weird. He's such a weird dude.
He's so like, I'm not sure he was going to win the Oscar for one bout or another, but like I would love to hear that speech. He is so weird.
We are going to be robbed of the most actor brain speech, like Adrian Brody times 1,000. If he wins that Oscar, my God.
Yeah, they should just let him like do the speech anyway. Do the Moonlight La La Land thing.
Yeah, just give him like 10 minutes with the microphone. He doesn't win anything. just put him up there.
Stellan Skarsgård's award. Yeah, like, oh god, I love actor brain speeches so much. Like,
oh man, yeah. That's the only reason to watch the Oscars. If everything's normal and nobody does anything unhinged, the Oscars are like terrible. Yeah,
like I think about Adrian Brody's Oscar speech more than I do Adrian Brody's performance in The Brutalist.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. What performance?
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, we don't have to rag on The Brutalist.
Yeah. Well, we give you like, remember like when The Brutalist came out, we were talking about like because I liked it, you hated it, and then by the time we started talking about like that movie honestly left no impression on me at all. So like, there's nothing really to argue about.
You should do like a shadow version of your podcast where it's movies that were very like revered when they came out, but actually are garbage.
Yeah,
you know that would be fun, and you could do The Brutalist there.
Yeah, one movies that no one thinks about anymore beyond like award season.
There's so many. There's so many movies you could do for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like there's always like a few each year that no one talks about whatsoever. Like you know, you get the ones like Amelia Perez where like everyone kind of like turned against it during award season, and no one talks about more. But still, that has like the legacy of being the villain of the one year. Plus the incredible Carla Sofia Gascon teaching us all kinds of new slurs.
Oh man, I still haven't seen that movie. Speaking of musicals. I have a lot of musical blind spots. I think that should be the next one I watch.
Yeah, Emilia Perez. I think it has its moments.
Is it? Do you think it's going to have like a Popeye resurgence later?
I can see people in like, honestly, dead serious, I can see people in like 20 years time like thinking like looking at the movie because there is nothing else like Emilia Perez.
Okay.
I think people will be baffled by it, but I don't think people are going to actually love it because I think there's no real sincerity to it. It's a very cynical movie, whereas like, Popeye is not cynical. And I think that one common thing I think with like a lot of movies people come back to is I think that we live in an age where movies are so cynical now.
Yeah.
And especially like the biggest blockbusters, like every superhero movie is ironically detached. Like there's no real sincerity. Yeah. I think people will come back to these movies thinking like, hey, this movie is actually trying to say something. There's some actual heart and soul into it.
You're right. And you're right, like cynical in their like production, in their inception and how they're written. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not even like that they have like a dour outlook. It's just you're like, these are products, right? Mm-hmm. And so yeah, when you look at something like Popeye, and you're right, this is what the whole like reclamation of like a lot of movies that didn't work in their time is all about, is like even movies that missed the mark or like didn't make bank when they came out from the 70s and the 80s and the even like the 60s and 50s, like there was some kind of artistic merit, or especially like in the 70s and 80s, like some kind of vision behind it, that an earnestness that makes them so much more compelling now. And that's why it's something like this, which in the time there were so many movies coming out. We were talking about how many movies came out in 1980 alone. This was one you could just skip and be like, yeah, I heard it sucked, and you don't see it. But to us, watching it, it's better than anything that's coming out now.
Yeah.
And it's crazier than anything coming out now, except for Avatar.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Like, I think this is the first comic book movie I've covered for the podcast. And, I'm trying to think of or I guess a comic strip podcast, but it's a comic adaptation. And one thing that this movie does so well is it actually adapts the visual style of a comic.
Yeah, yeah.
And as well as a cartoon, where a lot of comic book movie adaptations now kind of just don't do that. They're kind of more reference other comic book movies rather than it's an Ouroboros eating its own tail. It's not really trying to tell something with enthusiasm. And this movie is trying to tell a specific story in a specific way, and even the method of how it's told is enthusiastic.
Absolutely, yeah. It's the cinematic language is bending to replicate the feeling of like watching the cartoon or reading the comic. I think Altman said his inspiration was more the comic than the cartoon too. Mm-hmm. And you're right, you can feel it. Like it is still cinematic, but it's not like, you're right, like a comic book movie nowadays is trying to be quote unquote cinematic, where it's like it isn't a comic book, it's more serious, or it's like more important than that. It's like, and it's just fitting into like this stupid mold instead of trying to do something interesting or dynamic that like matches the vision of what it's adapting, kind of thing.
It's funny that Altman says like because I bet Altman was like trying to do the comic strip rather than the animation, but the olive oil performance is 100% based on the animation. It has to
my
be.
God, yeah. Yeah, totally. I mean, you're right, he says that, but like you watch this and you're like, this feels like an animated movie. Like animated in so many ways. And it even has a little animated intro.
Yeah. And excuse me. So at this point, like the Popeye, he writes a little message to Sweet Pea, says he's going his own way now, puts the message in a bottle and tosses it down his little ramp into the ocean. And next day, Wimpy is using his telescope. He's checking out on Bluto and Sweet Pea on Bluto's boat. And he's talking out loud about what he is seeing through the telescope, and Olive Oil hears the entire thing. And goes to get some answers from Wimpy. And on a rickety rope bridge, and Wimpy's falling through it. And as like swinging back and forth, like Olive Oil's like, oh. And like, she rattles the bridge so she gets answers from Wimpy. And inside the Bluto's boat, someone called the Commodore, who has very thick arms, is trying to feed Sweet Pea some spinach. And it's very clear that this guy is Popeye's father, Poop Deck Poppy. And
can we redo my intro? Can you introduce me as Poop Deck Poppy?
Hello, welcome to MoviePod Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Wishart. Yada 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 Popeye, and here I'm with me my guest, Poop Deck Poppy. Poop Deck Poppy. How are you doing, Poop Deck?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks.
All right, so let's do this whole podcast over from the start again.
Yeah, let's just start over.
Yeah. So how do you first get introduced to Popeye?
I'm not continuing this. Yeah, but please refer to me as Poop Deck from now on.
Yeah. I'll put it like on the episode description, like, oh my god, Brian got Poop Deck Poppy on his show? Holy shit, how do you manage that?
Excited.
Yeah.
Like he's a real guy.
He would have been clamoring for Poop Deck on the show.
Yeah, hell yeah. I would be.
You should change your name on social media to Poop Deck.
I might. I might legally change my name to Poop Deck. It's great.
So, with this interaction, Bluto's clearly subservient to the Commodore, aka Poop Deck Poppy. And this movie kind of just does the, like, how did Poop Deck Poppy become the Commodore here of his town here? Why is he trying to, like, screw everyone with taxes?
Do they explain that?
Not really. It's just kind of very broad. Like,
yeah, that's fine.
Like, he's pretty much set up to be the kind of the villain, but he ends up not really being a villain, really. Like, it's
don't think about it.
Yeah, don't think about it.
It's, yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's, yeah, whatever. It just has to be that way.
Yeah. And so Bluto does a little bit of mutiny and ties up Poop Deck. There's a little song number of It Ain't Easy Being Mean.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful little callback, yeah.
So Olive and Wimpy go to Popeye and tell him they found Sweet Pea and his father. Popeye isn't denial that his father's a complete crook. So Popeye goes to get Sweet Pea, finds his father tied up in a chair by Bluto, and they're trying to figure each other out. They're both dressed the exact same way. They have the same pipe, same hat, same thing going on with the eye. It takes a while for Popeye to realize it's him. And Poop Deck refuses to acknowledge Popeye as his own, but Poop Deck says he can prove Popeye is not his son because he gets Popeye to eat a can of raw spinach. And spinach apparently has been keeping the family strong for thousands of years, he claims. When he realizes that Popeye hates spinach too, he's like, hey, you have to be my son. So Popeye cuts him down.
That is it's such a cute scene.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And he's kind of just spinning around the chair too as it's happening.
I was marveling at that. Like, just, yeah, I don't know. Like, however they're getting them to spin so perfectly in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, because, like, there's momentum with swing, with the physics, right? Like, it's like, how do they get to go, like, the perfect amount? It's like...
I was just imagining, like, some stagehand below him just, like, rotating him or something. Like,
I want to hear the story from the stagehands of Popeye. They've got to be the real heroes.
Oh, my God, yeah. Yeah, totally. Any story, I mean, I don't know how many of these people are still around, but, like, any story from that set. Because everybody is so coy about it. It sounds like it was a disaster, and also probably a lot of illegal stuff was going on. So it's like, nobody really talked about it.
Yeah, the cocaine stories only came out, like, many years later. Like,
yeah. It was just, like, a notorious, like, legendary, coke-fueled, like, party that was happening, yeah.
God bless cocaine in movies.
I know, dude. It makes all the difference. You could not make a Popeye nowadays. There's just not enough coke and not enough trust in coke.
Yeah. It's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, it is sad, isn't it? It is. You watch it, you're like, this is the best era of cinema. That is the engine, the fuel of the engine of cinema was cocaine.
Like, that's why the new Hollywood era is so good, is because, like, they just let the directors just outright do cocaine during movies.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So this Popeye, that Bluto has Olive kidnapped and sticks her in one of them. It's like a red tube thing. I forget what those things are called on a boat there, but same thing Indiana Jones hides in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I just accepted it. I don't know what it is.
I tried looking up. I googled, like, what's this thing called? Like, what's close to analog? I know that in Banjo-Kazooie, Rusty Bucket, there's enemies that were shaped like that, but they weren't called the actual boat term for it. So I just, like, you know what? I was going to not even look it up anymore.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know.
Those things try to chomp me in Kazooie a fair amount. So Popeye and Poop Deck are now in pursuit. So the boats that Popeye and Bluto are in, they look so cobbled together. They look incredible.
Oh, they're amazing. Yeah.
Poop Deck Poppy, he sets up a cannon to shoot a warning shot at Bluto. And Popeye is kind of hesitant because, like, there's women and infants on the boat. So he keeps on blasting, which, of course, damages the boat. And Poop Deck Poppy decides to ram the boat into Bluto because they want Bluto to get the treasure. So Bluto's plan is that he has the baby. He's going to try and find this treasure that no one can find there using the baby's magical powers. My brain's breaking thinking about that.
I'm like, these aren't even the powers that Sweet Pea was set up with, right?
No, not really.
It's like, okay, I guess he can do this too. Okay.
Yeah. And so they're in Pirates Cove, and Bluto's with Sweet Pea, and still is Olive in the tube. And the tube's hilarious because, like, it's like on the boat there. So Olive is like, you see her face picking up, her legs are in the water, which must have been so annoying for her to film.
Probably this whole thing was a nightmare.
Yeah.
This whole sequence.
Yeah.
Also, and this is what I was going to say. Apparently, this is when the budget ran out. Obviously, but like what happened is like the whole special effects crew just got called back to LA or whatever, so they were just left without like the special effects artists to help. They had a giant, well, you're going to say a giant octopus and all this other stuff, but like, yeah, it's just them in the water.
And the octopus is not moving around too much as they wanted it to, because like they just couldn't get it to work. And,
yeah. They're you can tell it's like they're just kind of moving the tentacles around them. Like,
Olive has this one great line, like to Blue, like, "Oh, I will never get engaged to you again." And so now both boats are singing, so the rest of the passengers, including all of his family and Wimpy, are all like there for some reason. So they're kind of climbing onto various like parts of the ship and stuff to use as flotation devices. And Bluto dives down to find the treasure chest, but he disturbs this giant octopus that wakes him up. They also Popeye calls this octopus an octopussy a fair amount.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Is that a reference? No. Is that?
Octopussy was, as a book was already written, or as a short story was already written by Ian Fleming. The movie comes out later in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That movie is insane.
Yeah. Are you going to do any James? I guess it's hard to argue that a James Bond.
I did Honor Majesty's Secret Service in December.
Fuck! Oh my god! Oh, okay. I got to listen to that. Yeah, you're right. That's the one.
Yeah, I got my friend Potter. I think I met Potter at TIFF there.
Yeah.
So, I got him on there for that, and I want to do Moonraker at some point soon.
Moonraker, that's a tough sell, but I'll listen. I'll see if you can sway me on it.
I feel like, I feel there's a lot of those kind of like 70s special effects movies. You can probably be like, hey, Leeds production design was incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, yeah, totally. Yeah. I think the Dalton ones too. You could probably do, because I liked them a lot when I saw them. Probably for the same reason. Ones. Yeah, they're it's just that they're so impressive from a today perspective. But yeah,
there's a few. James Bond's my favorite franchise, so I definitely want to do more of them. But not sure if I can fully do Octopussy, but I don't know. Maybe the show goes on for like 3 decades. Like I'll have to do Octopussy at some point.
Yeah, when you're like, there's nothing left to reclaim.
when I run out of movies. So this Octopussy is now like going after the baby. That's a weird thing to say, but Sweet Pea's now saved by Pappy, who uses a hook and pulley to get the baby up. Which, like, it's still, there's a baby on a hook in this movie. Like, it's.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about the safety of that baby in this scene. I'm sure it's all safe, but I don't trust that baby. I don't trust those people with that baby.
No, especially because they're all on cocaine.
There's this. This is a bit of a throwback, but like, there's a scene where Robin Williams does a jig. I think it's at the horse race place. He does a jig and he's holding Sweet Pea, and it's not a dummy baby, it's the real baby, and he like dances out into the hall and like dances off camera and back, and he like dances through a doorway too, and I was like, they would never let that happen nowadays.
No.
And it's not a stand-in dancer, it's Robin Williams himself. Like, I know it seems super normal and like benign, but I'm like, safety regulations would be all over that now. Never, like, have a dance scene where you're swinging around a baby as you're doing like a complicated jig.
Like, you can't even have like a baby in a movie anymore. Like,
well, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. The babies are protected as they should be.
Yeah. No, fuck it, throw a real baby in. They're cheap.
Just put the baby on the hook.
Yeah. I'm not letting Clint Eastwood off the hook for American Sniper.
No, I know that. I mean, that's the consequence. That is the world we're now living in. Now that cocaine has been psyoped or whatever. I don't know.
I'm gonna talk to one of the ambassadors to Hollywood, like Sylvester Stallone. It's like, hey, Sylvester, you need to get cocaine back in the movies.
He's the right guy to talk to.
Well, like, the ambassadors to Hollywood, it's what? Sylvester Stallone, John Voight, and someone else. I think.
What are you talking about?
Donald Trump assigned a couple of those actors to be the ambassadors to Hollywood.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
but...
and I know it's Sylvester Stallone, and I think it's John Voight, and there's a third guy too.
I mean, yeah, those are the people that would bring cocaine back. Absolutely. Yeah. Wow.
Now they have the treasure chest, and
good luck explaining all this. This part, I'm excited to hear how you're going to explain it coherently. But go on.
So now that Poppy has the treasure chest and the baby, so you open the treasure chest. It's cans of spinach, some children's toys, like a little like trumpet kind of thing, And there's a picture frame of nothing that says "Me Son" on it.
It's so cute. It's a treasure chest of like sentimental things.
Yeah.
For Poppy. Why the fuck is Bluto still trying to get it?
Yeah. It's so funny because it means nothing to Bluto.
There's no material value to any of that.
Like, but he blew up his own boat, and like, there's probably more like wealth tied into that estate than like there is like this just thing of full of spinach. Yeah. So Bluto and Popeye, they're in a sword fight right now, and pretty good sword fight because like they're going up around this pretty cool stage and set and everything. At one point during the fight, Bluto's able to wrap a chain attached to an anchor on Popeye's neck and tortures him by force by feeding him spinach.
Oh, man. You
and he
fool.
throws the anchor into the water, and Popeye, we think, is going to drown. And it's all sad. But then the music starts playing. A huge bicep emerges from the water and uppercuts Bluto in the face. And Popeye is now superpowered. He's gone Super Saiyan thanks to the spinach. He starts pummeling the shit out of the octopus, too. Which is funny, because it's just like some, like I don't know, some rubber octopus getting punched in the face a lot.
It's not really putting up a fight.
No. Yeah, because the guy controlling the octopus is back in Santa Fe right now or something.
It's just like waterlogged at the bottom of the ocean or whatever. Yeah. It's like...
But then he punches the octopus so hard it goes flying into the horizon.
Another incredible, probably extremely expensive special effect that I appreciate so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, probably, had they cut, would have resolved their budget issues.
Yeah.
It just goes fucking flying through the air.
Yeah,
like,
it's awesome.
So far. Yeah.
So Bluto starts swimming away. He literally turns yellow because he's yellow and cowardly. And Popeye starts singing "Popeye the Sailor Man." Everyone is happy and celebrating. Sweet Pea says "Popeye toot toot," and the movie
so
ends.
Cute. So cute. Yeah, it's amazing. It's such an amazing ending, and it feels so cathartic. Ending. It's very abrupt. But I mean, even this was part of the behind the scenes thing. Like Robin Williams said, they just didn't have an ending, and so he just did the little thing where he dances out on the water and then falls, and they were just like, okay, good enough. But there's something about that, about how abrupt it ends. It's like, it feels like you go to like a matinee movie and there's the little cartoon in between, like the double feature or whatever, and it just like doesn't need to have an ending. It's just like, boop, done. Okay.
Yeah, because you can easily imagine a version of this where like they go back to the town again. The town celebrates as a bigger musical number or something.
Yeah, but why?
Yeah, like, you don't really need... Well, they probably couldn't do it because they probably half the cast already gone home. Like,
probably. Yeah, it's probably just budget restrictions at this point. But I think also comedic instincts. It's like, it kind of like how you don't need to intro all of these characters. I assume that's their perspective, or that was their perspective when they were making it. It's like, we'll just throw all these characters in, people will catch up. It's the same as this. It's like, well, we don't need to show anything after this. It doesn't need to be like an epilogue or whatever. It's just like, yeah, he beat Bluto, done. Yep. Excellent.
And it works. Like, I think it's an abrupt ending, but I think it's for its benefit.
Absolutely. Yeah, it fills me with joy every time. And I walk away with joy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still on top of the world.
Yeah, there's like no real big moment between Olive Oil and Popeye, like no big romantic moment. It just kind of just ends, and like
that is true.
And like, which is kind of good because like you don't really need it, because this movie isn't really invested in a ton of like plot lines. Really, it's just kind of things happen, which like is kind of what makes it interesting.
Yeah, there's a surprising amount of plot, but it doesn't necessarily like need to resolve or go anywhere. A lot of it just like even, you know, something like the houseless person that's in the background of so many scenes. It's like I kept going like, does he come back? Like, does he in any way tie into any of this? It's like, no. It's kind of like that. It's like, it does, all the things that happen only happen to create like a manic scene, and it just you're right. It doesn't. It's not at all concerned about like tying things together or creating like a big cinematic plot. It's more focused on the like emotions of the characters and the kind of comedy that it's trying to like conjure scene by scene. That's what it's focused on, and rightfully so. Yeah,
and so like that. Yeah, it's like that's just Popeye as a movie. Like we've gone through the whole plot of it, and so so Popeye released to pretty negative reviews. Larry Malton called it astonishingly boring, and said you'd be better off just watching 2 hours of Max Fleischer cartoons instead.
What a hack, man.
Yeah.
Go to bed, Malton.
Yeah, and like a lot of other critics thought it was just like things like the kind of people who I think the overall people thought like it does feel like they're trying to bring some comic strip to life, but beyond that, it's kind of just a over budget, like an overproduced kind of just like mash of just a lot of things just happening.
Yeah.
They thought a lot of people found like it boring, which I can see maybe the first part of it being boring. Some critics thought like the first half hour was kind of boring, but gets more interesting as it goes along, which like I can kind of agree with. Like I kind of really like the opening of the movie because like it is just an incredible introduction to this really bizarre production of the movie, which is just like you have this town being built, you have these bizarre characters. Like I think it does a great job of introducing all those. So Roger Ebert was an early fan of this movie. He gave it, I think, he may have given it like 3.5, 4 stars.
This I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that just made my heart start racing. Really?
Yeah, he loved the movie.
Oh my God, bless him.
Yeah.
Oh, vindicated.
Yeah, early shooter for the movie. So like, the movie did have people who did like it a lot when it first came out, but of course its reputation of being a if you were already calling this Heaven's Gate as a reference to Heaven's Gate being a disaster, like there's some movies that people are already primed to want to fail, right?
Yeah,
for various reasons. Yeah. I think people kind of love it when big budget things completely fall apart.
Yeah, because it was sensational, right? Like that's very like parasitic of like the kind of like press at the time. They wanted the stories they wanted were of failure, and yeah, it's like Apocalypse Now, Heaven's Gate, this like these budgets were getting so inflated. Yeah, and it was like Heaven's Gate made it such a sensational story of like excess and I guess like overreaching and ego and all this stuff. But and I'm sure there's other examples of movies that like went over budget and didn't turn out good. But like Apocalypse Now and this, I think that the story is of at the very least like just a normal success. Like Popeye, I don't think it doesn't. In the end, in the final act, it does feel like it kind of falls apart a bit. But for the most part, it feels like it's a movie that was definitely excessive and definitely going over budget, but was like still like successful and like it was achieving what it was setting out to do.
Yeah. It doesn't feel unfinished.
No,
in a way that it actually is technically unfinished.
And that's and I think that's testament to like the talent behind and in front of the camera. But like even when they ran out of budget, they still make it work. It's still fun and it's still funny, like really funny, and the music's beautiful. But like like that again, that was like my experience with it in the first place, where I was expecting it to feel like it was falling apart, and what I got instead was something that was like very assured and very like confident and also just like that was working its magic on me. Like it works, I think, and I understand that like maybe it's like jarring, and maybe in its time it felt a little like out of step with like what it's kind of like the Hollywood landscape was doing, like going towards like more kind of like commercial blockbusters and things that were like a lot more, I don't know, like easy to kind of get into. Yeah, when I watched it, I was like, this feels like a great movie. Like not even just like something that's like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. It's like this is a lot of people at their peak right now that are making this. But yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of too bad that like this kind of like completely changed Altman's career for like over a decade. Like,
yeah,
and it's crazy because he had such a great run in the '70s, and like this movie didn't do bad either. Like, at the box office, it made $60 million off a $20 million budget.
That's the other thing. Everyone said it was like the biggest bomb ever. I'm like, no, it wasn't. You look at the numbers, you're like, no, it wasn't. Yeah, people saw it. Yeah,
and like people saw it, and like it did decently on home video. It seems like Disney was able to like release the whatever bridge cut and such, but like. Yeah, like
even in like the interviews, I was like the retrospective interviews I was watching, Altman was saying, like he was like, yeah, it did okay when it came out, and then it was very popular with home videos, and he said he was kind of like self-deprecating, saying it was like a movie that was babysitting a lot of kids, like parents were just getting it and putting it on to like pacify their children, kind of thing. But clearly, like the home video market, it definitely did well with like rentals and stuff, and
that's probably helps its reputation a ton too, because if you're just a kid who had this movie up on like VHS as a kid and grew up with it, you weren't part of you weren't paying attention to the bad press was getting when it was being made. You weren't paying attention to the reviews that came out. You're kind of just growing up with this like real oddity of a movie that have, like, there's no other movie that's made like Popeye. Like there's like Disney adventure live action movies in the 70s and 80s kind of like have like the similar kind of just pacing to them. I'd say the pacing is more like those kind of movies, but like they don't have this kind of they're not made by Robert Altman. They're not made by a guy who's an incredible director. They don't star Robin Williams. They don't have Shelley Duvall.
Yeah. You're right. They feel a lot more like a product than this does. This feels a lot more like an artist doing something interesting, which I think gives it a kind of longevity that, it also works as just like a piece of entertainment that, and this is another thing. It's a little anecdotal, but like whenever I do the thing where I like show this to people that don't want to watch it, like a lot of people, not a lot, but like some people have been like, oh yeah, like I saw this when I was really, really young or whatever. Like it's one of those things that I've kind of like thought of in the way that, you know, you think of like Mrs. Doubtfire or something. It's just like a VHS that would be sitting in like your cottage or like in your grandma's house or something. It kind of like lived on as just like something that was very easy and entertaining to watch, but is also worth reinvestigating as like an adult, because it is clearly like an adult movie, but has this like very unique merit to it in how it's made and how the performances like work and how the songs are like, Anyway,
it's it is truly, there's nothing else like Popeye. I think it's like my final thoughts on the movie is that like there's truly nothing else like this movie, and people should check it out for sure. Yeah, it's truly special. There's nothing like this. Do you have any final thoughts, Kevin?
If anybody out there like programs for any like indie theaters, can somebody please fucking play this movie? I'm waiting. I need to see this in a theater ASAP. If there's like a 35 mil print going around, like, can somebody get it? And if you could schedule it for July 10th, that would be so fantastic. I want to watch this on my birthday in a theater. That's my dream, man.
Man, that'd be so awesome. I would definitely come up and visit if that would happen, because like you'd be so happy. You'd probably be in tears the whole time.
Oh my God, you have no idea. And I think that a lot of people would also appreciate that and show up for it. And I think that like there's kind of an aspect of this where it's like, I think a lot of people that have seen it know how great it is and how unique it is and how much fun it is to watch, but it hasn't hit that like that new kind of like non-ironic like reclamation status where people are like flooding theaters for it, and there aren't like screenings going around, and it just it hasn't quite hit that yet, and I feel like it will when it gets it's going to get a 4K release, I think, like within the next year. I have a feeling that's going to like cause it to go around. I think this movie, when people see it, they'll be like, oh, that is a special movie. The same way that Three Women did that like recently, where now that people have like revisited it outside of the context of when it was released, people are like, oh, it's brilliant. So yeah,
and I feel
think
like
it's one of Altman's special movies.
And I feel like there's just been kind of a Shelley Duvall reclamation project overall. Like people kind of
that's
like
the other thing.
Yeah. And we mentioned this before, like how people like were just dunking on performance in The Shining all the time, but like feels like no, she's just a great actress. Like
yeah. See other Shelley Duvall performances, and you'll realize, oh no, she is just that good. Like she duped you into thinking she was really in peril. She was not. She was an actor, right? Like yeah. And this I think is one of her most interesting and entertaining performances. I would go so far as to say it's her best performance, but The Shining is pretty close.
Yeah, because it is true. If you are a Shelley Duvall fan, definitely check out this movie, because like what she does in this movie is unlike any performance I've ever seen.
No, yeah. I've never seen someone embody a comic book character or a cartoon character the way that she does in this. And so many actors have tried.
Oh my God,
nobody's done it like
still
this.
To this day, like Dakota Johnson as Madam Web, like, you know, not like this at all.
That's the one you go to.
Yeah.
she's reading the script off camera. Like oh Lord, yeah. No, oh, absolutely. Who else? Okay, really quickly. Who else comes close? Like who else is like a cartoon that is in a movie like this? Like I'm going like Jim Carrey, The Mask. That's one for sure.
Yeah.
Who else?
I feel like it has to have a very like what I think Shelley Duvall does really well is the whole like that old like I forget what the kind of the wobbly kind of style of animation, the kind of thing that Cuphead does.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a specific word for it. I forget what it is, but like
I like wobbly.
Yeah, it is very wobbly. People would know what I'm talking when I say that wobbly. It's like Steamboat Willie kind of thing. Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like Jim Carrey's The Mask that kind of has that very manic energy to it too.
Yeah, and feels uncanny, like feels like a cartoon.
Yeah,
but
and
hard to think of anyone else.
Like I don't know, I feel like Sam Raimi Spider-Man stuff kind of has that.
That's where my head went. Yeah.
But other than that, like even like I feel like a lot of like I think of like even Tim Burton's Batman and stuff, like that's trying to be more grounded in a reality, right?
Yeah.
So like even though it is very much of a Tim Burton style of like taking a old comic and putting it to live action, like it doesn't really feel like Michael Keaton or like Jack Nicholson's Joker is trying to do anything comic book related.
Yeah. They feel like the actors, their feet are on the ground, like they feel very grounded. Yeah, I'm like maybe like Tommy Lee Jones, but that's not Burton. And also
Joel Schumacher. Oh yeah, Joel Schumacher with Batman Forever with Jim Carrey again with the Riddler. Like it's
yeah.
Very heightened.
That goes for it.
Mm-hmm.
And Selena Kyle or like Catwoman in
yes.
Batman Returns.
Yes, that's a good one. Yep.
Fucking good.
Michelle
that's
Pfeiffer.
good.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. But like you don't really get that with the modern era of superhero movies because those are trying to be in our reality, and they're almost ashamed of their comic book roots.
Yeah, you're right, and they don't have the guts to do it. And you're right, it would be embarrassing. Like that's the vibe you get from them. They would be embarrassed to try that. Yeah. What about Speed Racer? I haven't seen Speed Racer, but like, is that one?
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah. That one is very much proud of its origins. I find that that movie is inevitable for this podcast. I've already had like 5 people ask if they can do Speed Racer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that is one where it's I feel like the anime influence. I feel like that might be a lot more people. The way that anime functions, where like it could be based on a manga or a series. I feel there's a lot more pride in that than like there's some shame with Western animation and Western comic book movies when it comes to its own sources. Like I think about like stuff of caution was how like in the X-Men movies, like the Bryan Singer ones, like how Hugh Jackman couldn't wear the yellow Wolverine thing because like it looked ugly on screen, and then now every Deadpool thing is making jokes about how like, oh, he has to wear the yellow suit now, and it's terrible. Like there's like always, and like all the Superman stuff, like there's always jokes about him wearing underwear and stuff, and so you don't have him have the underwear.
Yeah, and even like something like Space Jam, which like exists in a Looney Tunes world, it still has to present it in a way where it's like, here's reality, and the Looney Tunes world is like crazy and over here kind of thing. Like it's not willing to fully engage with the cartoon aspect. I mean, it does get very cartoonish, but
those Space Jam movies, like they're basically how can we suck off Michael Jordan on the screen? Which is not what Bugs Bunny would never be like and revere anyone else, let alone like a basketball guy who's addicted to gambling.
That is the most psychotic like movie idea I think that came out in my lifetime. One of them. When I think about it, you're right, and it's like it's a showcase. It's like you're right. It's a hype up movie for Michael Jordan, and for some reason the Looney Tunes are roped in. Like I don't know how the fuck they even thought of that. Like, what was going on?
I have no idea. I hate that movie so much. It's so bad, and people grew up with it. And people say it's good. And
I grew up with it. Yeah.
I
like
loved it. It's really just like the Looney Tunes jokes always fall flat because it's always in service of the live action shit. Yeah. There's too many live action act like Wayne Knight's good in it. I would say Wayne Knight's really funny in that movie. But like, why is Charles Barkley acting in this movie? Why is Larry Bird in this movie? Like, too many other actors, too many other like athletes trying to act and stuff. And that Space Jam New Legacy one with the what's his face there, LeBron James, is one of the worst movies I've seen in my entire life.
I haven't seen it, but like I just know that they have like the whole thing where they have like the Warner Brothers like IP. Cacophony of like cameos in the background, and they have like Alex Delange from like A Clockwork Orange.
They have him like Pennywise the Clown, like applauding the notorious PIG as he does a rap song.
Yeah, the Droog's taking a break from like serial raping to watch a kids basketball game. Yeah, okay.
And the Warner Bros. Space Jam: New Legacy only gets funnier over time because that was clearly supposed to be a giant thing to celebrate like HBO Max as an app and all the properties they own. And as time goes on, they start stripping and selling all those properties. It makes that whole sequence even like more toothless and disgusting because like, yeah, you own none of these now.
Man, I said Space Jam was one of the most psychotic things that came out in my lifetime, but there are constantly new horizons, man. That is so much more psychotic. I should probably watch that someday just as like a act of masochism.
It is insufferable. It's a really annoying movie. Yeah, and so I think who's a better actor, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? It's kind of tough.
Michael Jordan, right?
I think it's just a little bit. I think Michael Jordan at least is a bit more self-deprecating in that movie, which kind of helps.
Yeah.
But they're both really, really bad. And like neither of them can. And I think a big problem with both those movies is that neither LeBron James or Michael Jordan can match the Looney Tunes energy. And I think that's a big problem when it comes to these kind of weird blends of these movies where it's supposed to be like adapting a kind of animation style, which I think Popeye does incredibly well, where it's kind of the actors are meeting the cartoon where it's at, meeting the comic strip where it's at, and the energy there is like, it's wonderful because it's a perfect, like, I don't think you can make a live action Popeye that's more beholden to the cartoon. And I think this is the perfect example of a Popeye movie, that because like if you think live action Popeye, it's going to be exactly this. It's not like they could push this further, they couldn't, and that further. They went as far as they possibly could, and it works wonderfully. Yeah.
And if they did it now, it would be like in some way like Space Jam, where it's like Popeye introduced to the real world or something. There would be some, and it's just there's some kind of like contempt for the earnestness of what they're adapting that just ruins the magic of it. Whereas like something like Popeye is pure, it's pure of heart. It is earnestly like an adaptation of Popeye. I don't even think the Flintstones thing did it. I think there's some contempt floating in that Flintstone adaptation.
Yeah.
I did think of one other cartoon, and this could be the last one, and it's kind of like cartoon director, but Zemeckis. Like Death Becomes Her, and like obviously Roger Rabbit. Like he's someone that got it. He knew how to make like cinematic cartoons. In his prime.
Did you ever watch the Bruce Willis movie Hudson Hawk?
No.
That one is like Bruce Willis. Like he tries to do a live action Looney Tunes energy in that movie too. And that movie is his brainchild. That's him making the exact movie he wants to make as like a filmmaker. He gets to like.
Does he succeed?
Pardon? No.
Does he succeed?
It's atrocious. That movie has its shooters. It might be on the podcast someday, but I think it's absolutely horrendous. Like he gets to like sing show tunes to Danny Aiello, like while like robbing like stores and stuff, and like
I'm in.
And he does. There's like all kinds of like Looney Tunes like cutaways and stuff, and like live action stuff. But like basically like, people like fall onto like chairs from like 3-story buildings and stuff. And like there's
I'm so in.
And that one kind of fails because it doesn't really blend. It doesn't really feel in any reality at all. It feels like it's just kind of things just happening. Almost chaotically and randomly, whereas Popeye is grounded in its own reality. And like, and I think that with Popeye getting punched and like rolling backwards down a whole cliff there, like you don't feel like he's going to be in any pain and suffering at all because it is a cartoon. But we're watching a actor get hit. Like,
what you're describing right now is the difference between like postmodern and like pre-modern or modern or whatever. Like the postmodern perspective, I think it ruined stuff like this. Stuff that could be like earnestly goofy and earnestly like silly. Everything has to be ironic. Thank you, Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, you know what actually does those kind of live action cartoon stuff incredibly well? I'm iffy on the movie itself, but Hundreds of Beavers.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You're right. That's one. Yeah, that has to be.
My problem with Hundreds of Beavers is that it's an hour too long. But that one feels like if you had like that one is trying to do a very much almost like a Bugs Bunny type thing where you're kind of taking you have a guy in a suit and he's facing off a bunch against a lot of maybe hundreds of beavers, possibly thousands. And it is very much like it loves the fact that it's a cartoon. I think it kind of wears out its welcome because I think it's kind of repetitive, but but it does try to keep that reality going, and it does a very, very good job with it.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna like watch this soon so that it's still kind of riding the Popeye high, because you're right. This fits. This is like
yeah, I think I'm gonna rewatch it again sometime soon myself as well, because like I feel like now I can see the kind of the parallels between Popeye and Hundreds of Beavers and what they're trying to the realities they're trying to create.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, like that's one. So honestly, like I seen like the review in Toronto's done that movie a fair amount of times, like many times.
Yeah, it keeps coming around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know like it premiered at TIFF and somebody stole the hat or the costume or something.
Really?
It's got like a notorious connection to. I don't know if they ever got it back, but I think it was like they had a beaver thing, like one of the ones from the movies, and somebody like stole it.
There was a heist. That's kind of cool, actually. That's kind of like stealing the fedora from Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
Yeah, it would be. Which apparently is the same fedora he's always been wearing. Like they haven't been able to find a replacement.
That's so cool.
I don't know. Maybe that's a myth. But
the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
But so that was a fantastic discussion. Thank you so much for joining me, Kevin.
Anytime. Let's do this again. This was fun.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I like pitched you a bunch, but you're like, do you want to do like Blade Runner or Popeye? You're like Popeye.
Popeye. I could do Blade Runner. I could do Blade Runner like literally right now. I could just roll right into it. But that's a really interesting one. I think because it got reconstructed into something that is much, much truer to what it was trying to be. But that'd be a good one. Yeah.
No, you're one of the guys. One of the guys was like the earliest supporter for doing this podcast, and it's been unfortunate it's taken this long to get you on here. But I'd love to have you back soon.
You've had some amazing guests, man, and like you've had some amazing episodes. I'm super hyped at what you've done with this. Yeah,
thank you.
It's so impressive. Yeah. And anytime.
Yeah,
this was a pleasure.
Yeah. So anything you want to plug?
Oh fuck. Sure. You can find me on Instagram. My @ is chuck.tuck. I'm like an independent filmmaker or whatever. You can look at my website. You can see if you like my stuff. But that's where I'm at. If you want to get in touch.
Sure. Sounds great. I'll put the handle in the episode description.
Right on.
Yeah, so MoviePod keeps on continuing next week. So next week I'm going to be doing the William Friedkin movie Sorcerer.
Oh my God, who are you doing that with?
A friend Audens.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
Hey, I know you've seen Sorcerer. Do you have any basic thoughts on the movie?
It's amazing. It's a perfect movie. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you guys will have a lot to talk about with that movie, but like that is a feat of a movie.
We're both going through the William Friedkin book, The Friedkin Connection, in advance for it.
Cool.
So I'm listening to the audiobook for it, and William Friedkin is a hell of a storyteller. It has an incredible voice.
Yeah, I bet. Mm-hmm. And oh man, the stories from that movie must be nuts.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm not even at that part yet, but I'm at the part of his life story where he gets a guy off of death row.
Holy shit! Of course he does.
His first movie is a documentary about a guy who's on death row, and it convinced the governor to pardon the guy.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Whoa, he beat Errol Morris to that.
Yeah. Like insane. Like what a life that guy had.
Wow.
But yeah, so until next week where I'm talking Sorcerer, thank you so much for listening and take care.
Peace.
And